Alright, so you find yourselves sitting on an island in the middle of the astral sea, surrounded by various portals to various planes of existence, and you can choose any plane of existence that you wish, and any location on that plane. This is part of the reward for defeating Loki's game, and you all did level up if you don't remember that. Yes, you are level 8 now.
I forgot to do that.
So the question is, as you sit on this rock and stare out into the void that is the astral sea, and discuss amongst yourselves, where are you going?
Well, I would say that I'm not quite ready to go to Asgard, if I'm being honest.
No, am I? I don't want Terma to be disappointed.
Yeah, I don't want to get ignored. We're not worthy of their notice anyway, other than Loki here. Or Loki noticed us winning his little maze, but I don't think anybody in Asgard's going to be impressed. But I could be wrong. Maybe they watched and cheered.
I would just like to get out of the maze.
I'm thinking, like, do we know of a lost city that people have been looking for forever, or like a lost hoard of, gold coins that we could just appear near and figure out how to get home from?
Well, I'm not sure about something like that, but I have an idea of a place we could go, but it's kind of selfish.
Well, I was trying to be greedy, so
Right, well, this isn't really anything for the rest of us. It's more or less just the start of the pilgrimage, but as I said, it's selfish, so I'm open to ideas.
does Loki have the power to send us to different times or just to different planes?
Loki is no longer in your presence,
Ah,
so you won't know the answer to that question.
Dicks.
Well, Frost, do you have an idea where your next dragon is?
Not exactly.
Okay. Well,
is there a famously lost city on this continent that we're from?
Not necessarily. There are ruins and such from abandoned cities and fortresses, but there's no undiscovered lands.
I'm still a bit frazzled from the maze itself, hitting all those traps and whatnot. And the idea of being stuck there until, someone finished it that wasn't us is still messing with me. So maybe we could go to a temple and kind of regain our bearings for a bit and prepare for the pilgrimage, or do we want to jump right into something that could possibly kill us? And
I will be honest, I would not mind some downtime. I know that we have some time before the beginning of the pilgrimage. Maybe we can catch up and see where we go from there.
I can't think of a better idea. Let's just go
I
to
don't-
the island. Is there any entertainment and relaxation there other than temples?
I'm sure there's plenty of things on that island, but I'm just particularly interested in the temple itself. I've never looked into the rest of the island,
Yeah, let's go there.
but it's not too far from Monsanto, so I'm sure there's plenty of trade in and out. Plenty of people, I'm sure.
So you all have decided to go to the temple?
We.
Sure, why not?
Is that
Great.
everyone?
Which portal are you going to go through?
Wait, there's multiple portals in front of us?
Wait, what?
That was not explained.
Oh, it absolutely was. I
We're
described
in the Astral
various
Sea.
portals of different colors that swirl in different directions. Twist.
So do we
and-
have any idea which ones go where?
I must be having a stroke because I don't.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember hearing that when I listened to it either.
Okay, well,
Like, I feel pretty strongly about this.
It was like, I remember it because I envisioned flying to this asteroid on like some weird tracer acid trip with all these different portals flying by us.
Oh, I just don't remember.
I swear I don't remember that.
alright.
But if we don't know where they go, it's just random where we're gonna go anyway. It doesn't matter what we keep.
Or
wanna do.
make an Arcana check.
I can do that.
I don't.
Just give me a second because I didn't have my player sheet open. I usually do. I'm gonna use lucky on that
Okay.
since I haven't used a lucky roll. And I roll. Oh, look at that! I rolled a 19 plus my my save. Isn't that weird? So 19 plus 5.
Wait. Okay, there it goes. Wait, why do you have a 19?
Important. I didn't use the 19 important roll. I used the 12.
Ah. Okay. So 24. So, Ed, looking around, you identify the pattern to the portals and how they're layered out in the order of the planes. The lower planes are below you, the mid planes are around you, and the upper planes are above you. With that, you can determine that the material plane is the one directly ahead.
I explained that to the party.
It is a swirling mass of blue, green, and red energy.
But we have no way of knowing where it's going to put us. Was that accurate?
So, with this Arcana check, and based off the description that you got from Loki, you determine that these are dynamic gates. You choose the location as you step through it.
Which
So
just
the first person who goes through the portal gets to choose the location.
Well, Vickers, I explain that to him, and I say, I believe that since you are the primary leader of the party, you should go first now.
Right, so, yeah, I guess I will go first to the easternmost Temple of Light on the material, or on our, On RHOSYNNAU, right.
As you step off of the asteroid, you begin to
Very
drift.
reluctantly, like I try to put like a foot in first, like just like trying to get into a cold pool.
You step off the asteroid, and the realization hits that the portal is far away,
Oh no.
but you float gently to it. Along with the party members, begin to levitate and get pulled faster and faster. You travel to the portal as streaks of light and color surround you all.
I don't like this at all.
As you begin to fly
That's
through
why I hate
space.
flying.
And you find yourselves in bed, waking up to the sound of a rooster.
What?
It's not a bed or a room that you recognize. The walls are made of stone with some wood decor, candlelight, furs. The air is noticeably more chill.
Okay.
Your friends
Brisk.
and family are not around you, as you are in a room to yourself. Ed, your hound, is there at the foot of your bed.
Abathur. I imagine Abathur now licking me in the face.
Abathur gets up and begins to jump onto you. Him being about the same size as you, he kind of smothers you and drools as he licks your face in excitement.
Pulling out a dog treat from some seemingly unseen pocket, handing it to the dog.
He does enjoy it.
Next victim.
Your equipment is stashed and neatly placed. Those with armor, you have armor racks in your room that hold your armor for you, along with weapon racks to hold your weapons, including one near your bedside.
Very interesting.
In the distance, you hear a bell ring 3 times.
I'm definitely looking around to see if I recognize any symbolism or anything on the walls.
You absolutely recognize symbols of odor all over the walls. Tapestries, specifically in your room, hang from the head of the bed down the wall.
I breathe a really large sigh of relief. All right, I did it. I didn't mess it up.
Your beds have nice leathers and furs to help keep you warm.
I'm going to go see what the bell is.
All right.
After putting on my my vestments and everything for the morning.
Yeah, I would say the same. Presto, some of the stank off from the dungeon if present.
You obviously, you surprisingly don't have any stank left over from the dungeon. Your body appears clean,
Perfect.
though naturally bathed.
And this
Vicus
is
and
morning,
Ed,
right? You said we heard a rooster?
you heard a rooster.
Okay.
So Vicus and Ed, you put on some clothes and you go around about the same time. You exit the hallway and begin to walk down the hallway to investigate the bell. Down the hallway, you end up into a large common room, which opens up into a larger dining room. And sitting at that table is a woman and a man. And breakfast is being served. Biscuits, some fresh vegetables and fruits, and some smoked pork.
Good morning, and thank you for the food.
Ah, good morning, Vicus. Good morning, Sir Ed. Did you sleep well?
I did. Yes.
Yes, thank you for the hospitality.
You seem like you don't remember me. You seem shocked or lost.
I feel slightly lost and certainly shocked. Yes.
Have we seen this person before?
No.
I think we may have run into some strange magic.
Some strange magic.
Yes, you remember something odd, yes. Salvicus,
I definitely do. Yes.
having to deal with the gods.
I do. And a maze. Yes.
A maze.
It's hard to explain. It could have been.
You guys
Uh,
left the maze weeks ago.
Oh, it feels like it just happened. What do you mean weeks ago?
Well, you guys you all arrived a few weeks ago. After the maze. You called it Loki's game or something.
I'm immediately looking for the thing that Loki gave me. Do I still have I still have the mask, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it definitely happened.
Yeah, I apologize, but I've seemed to have misplaced the last week or so, I guess, in my dream.
Probably having to do with Loki. He may be playing a small trick on us. Hopefully, we haven't done anything too uncouth.
Interesting.
I'm trying to remember the name of the thing he gave me.
The eternal flame or something.
I could have swore I put it on my sheet. I stayed up. But I swear I don't see it on here.
Well, don't let your breakfast get cold. Sit
Of
down and eat.
Of course.
So, do you recall who I am?
I'm sorry, but no, I do not.
We'll have to reintroduce ourselves then. Yeah, we've been getting to know each other so well. I am Brother Earhart.
Well, happy to reacquaint myself with you, brother.
Brother Earhart is a dark-skinned man. He's dressed in fine robes inlaid with gold and platinum, and he wears a glowing amulet that sends a warm aura to you as you all approach for breakfast. You
Am I
notice his
close
walking
enough to
stick.
this? Go ahead.
You notice his walking stick with carvings laid into it, sitting
Am I
nearby.
close enough to identify those markings without drawing too much attention to myself?
Make a perception check, or investigation check.
Probably would add attention to myself if I put the monocle on, so I will not take it at advantage because I feel like that's fair.
Okay.
And I'll use one of my luckies for the day because I feel like this might be important.
Are you trying to recognize the symbols in his carving stick? Or his walking stick?
Yeah.
Very symbols of sunset and sunrise.
But nothing like magical or anything like that. Just
Doesn't
typical.
appear to stand out in any other way.
Okay.
This next to me is Sister Doretta. She prepares our food for us. She also the grounds maiden for Sunrise Temple. I am the master of the temple.
This is excellent food. Now, have I had the chance of cooking anything for everyone here yet?
You did help me in the kitchen a few times, but you've also been busy with other studies and walking around the island since you've arrived. You've also shown me some good pointers and new recipes that I was not aware of.
Oh, it is my favorite skill of the land. So I'm always one to share.
Where are your other companions? They're normally quite on time.
I'm sure that they are suffering from a similar scenario of forgetting things and probably just taking a bit more time to adjust.
Ah. Well,
Um, so, it's pardon me for asking, but what duties am I supposed to, I guess, carry out throughout the days while I'm here? I haven't been able to practice fully in quite some time, and just trying to get back to it.
yeah, it's been a while since, well, yeah, I guess you've kind of lost all your progress. So while you're here at the temple, you will strengthen your connection to Odor. While you strengthen your connection, he'll bestow you upon a gift if he chooses that you are ready to take on the pilgrimage that you're seeking. This gift is a stone, a small gem, to which you will carry to the next isle, the Isle of Sunset.
That tracks, that makes sense, yes.
So, while you remain here at the temple, you will continue to carry out ceremonic duties. Maybe venture down to the town of Solana or the city of Salices and help them out.
Of course, yes. That sounds right.
But your pilgrimage won't start until you receive such a gift from Odor.
That understandable. Well, I definitely look forward to the day's tasks and to get back at it.
Yes. Some new knowledge for you, Vicus. You do, because of your religious studies and devotion to the church, you do know that there is another step of devotion that people can take. And those are the ones that are called brothers and sisters. Normally, it's
Okay.
because they are attached to the temples, to where they take vows. Their vows at, and these are different vows from just devotion of your soul and spirit to Odor. This is also your devotion of body and mind to Odor. So it's a vow of chastity as well as a vow against taking recreational drugs.
Of course, yes.
You basically give up your body and mind to the deity. Most temples have such practices, and again, these are the ones that will typically stay at the temples for the rest of their lives. Maybe venture out to nearby towns to perform duties and ceremonies and such.
Perfect. I've got that.
And then
Written
I'm going to
down.
give you all observer permissions on their journal entries. So you can find handouts for Brother Earhart and Sister Doretta, along with their pictures and the journal.
And that is in the handouts folder.
It's, yes, under handouts, people, and then odor acolytes.
Perfect.
But you find yourselves on the Isle of Sail, home to the city of Salices and the town of Solana, which I will get those town names revealed. And you find yourselves high up on the top of a mountain peak, as you can look around and get a beautiful view of
Were we
clouds.
supposed to start on this side, or was it the other side? I thought it was the other side.
Nope, east to west.
Okay, never mind. I don't know why I thought I was going to the other island. I had an idea in my head, but never mind. I had this whole thing in my head that I was going to do. Now it's all gone. I'll have to wait 6 months and I'll forget.
But you look around and you can see vast other mountain peaks, typically lower than yours. Clouds and fog weaving between. Vast pine forest far below. Large birds swooping around. It is quite of a sight to behold.
That's quite breathtaking, actually.
Kind of
Kind
makes
of.
me feel a little woozy.
At a loss.
To the east, the sun is rising. You see various buildings, farm animals, chickens, roosters walking around, a couple of donkeys, horses, goats, sheep. But other than yourselves and the brother and sister, the area looks fairly barren of other life.
So the other party members are not here.
They are, they just haven't left their rooms.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were trying to tell me there.
Yes. So after breakfast, I would kind of just go about reacquainting myself with everything. I would ask, what's the name?
Can I try to remember anything? Of the last X amount of days?
You attempt to recall your memories of how you all got here, and the only thing that you can remember is the maze and waking up in the bed.
Would I recall any stories of anyone that said they were going to the maze and then just seems lost afterwards?
You can make a history check at disadvantage.
Fun with that. It's control, right?
Yes.
Damn it.
You do not recall anyone who won the maze or anyone who got lost after coming out of it. But Ash, what are you doing during this time?
Oh, My dog went nuts when my wife left the house, and so I had muted my mic. I guess at this point I'm just meditating on my journal, having found that all my equipment is here.
You found something else.
Okay. What did I find?
I will give it to you in the handouts. It is a letter. But when you open up your journal, you find a newly minted letter, still sealed with wax. It is in the handouts.
Okay.
So under handouts and then your player folder,
Okay. I
you'll
found
find that there.
I'll read it now.
Tim, welcome to the session. Hope all is well.
Yeah, everything's good. Could I get a link to the YouTube video? Are we doing YouTube today?
We are doing YouTube.
Sweet.
Post that in.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. To catch you up, the party decided to go to the temple. Vicus led the party through, and you all woke up in warm, comfortable beds with furs and leathers.
Nice.
Your armor and weapons are neatly placed on a stand near your bedside. Your candles light your room. The air is noticeably more chill here, but there are decorations strewn about the stone walls.
Gotcha.
And you can hear Vicus and Ed talking down the hallway.
Very good. Okay. That's basically all that happened. We just kind of appeared in the temple. We decided on that, and then that's where we ended up.
Yep.
Seems like it.
And we have no memory of what happened between there and here. And there's been apparently months of gone.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
Vicus and Ed have met two people who take care of the temple. And
I'm calling them our patrons for now.
Brother Earhart and Sister Doretta, who have known you for a few weeks, though you have no memory of them.
Gotcha.
Their handouts are under the people folder, so the handouts, people, odor, acolytes, and you can pull up their handouts if you want to read that.
Gotcha. And we are here, and is that where we are?
Or on the top of a mountain after looking out the window.
Oh, okay. Very good. And so we haven't discerned the date yet.
No, you have heard a rooster crow, you've heard a bell ring, and other than the noticeable colder air, you have not done any more investigation.
Gotcha. So I'll just get dressed and walk outside. Oh, hello, brother, Sir Ed. How fare thee?
I still can't remember anything.
Well, all things considered. How about yourself?
Doing well, doing well. Do we have... I kind of want to pat myself down, and obviously when I got dressed, I checked and made sure I had everything I thought I should have.
And you found something more.
Oh.
You found a pair of letters in one of your pockets.
Oh, okay.
I will give you access to those. But they are sealed with wax stamps.
Gotcha. What? I don't know. Okay, I'll put those back away in my little vestment there. Yeah. So, we still have the. Is anyone else? Were they talking to someone?
You heard their voices further down the hall, but you see them sitting at the dining table eating breakfast with two strangers that you do not recall.
Gotcha. I'll lean in, kind of do we still have that jewel and all that the armor and so on and so forth? We still have all that?
Everything that we remember having, we have.
Okay, very good.
Best that I can tell so far.
Excellent. Well, hello, gracious hosts. Pleasure to meet you. And I'll just take a seat and start opening up those letters.
Yes, good morning, Lord Callum.
Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Looks like Shifty's still having issues with his net.
Yeah. Hopefully they get straightened out. Does he just live in an area with shit, like, internet services?
Yeah.
It's the Midwest, so yes.
Yeah. I assume you also suffer a form of amnesia, Lord Callum?
Well, I don't know how we got here, but sorry, let me put my letter down. I don't know how we got here. No, I don't remember that at all. I remember floating on an... do I remember floating on an asteroid?
Yeah, you remember
Okay.
everything but the maze. Gotcha.
I remember floating on an asteroid and speaking to Sir Loki, which was, eventful. But no, I don't remember how we got here. But the beds seem nice. So thank you so much for your gracious hospitality.
Yes. You were quite curious in our small selection of library books that we have available.
Oh, I was. When was I curious about those?
Shortly after arriving, you've spent quite a bit of time reading. I'm probably sorry to say this, but you'll have to reread the contents if you have forgotten it all.
Yes. What books was it that I was reading?
Just spells, general arcane knowledge.
Oh, very good. You have those sorts of books here. That's interesting in itself.
We do try to practice and retain knowledge. We are an archive of sorts as well.
Oh, well, excellent. Well, actually, so I've been reading book. About how long did we arrive?
Oh, let me see.
This is laughing at that. It's like, oh boy, when is this?
My calendar's broken. I can't set the new date, and that's making me upset. Maybe it's because it's paused. Nope. Just can't set
There
the
are precisely
date.
3 people in the world that will get this joke, and it is very relevant to the situation. All of the 3/4 are broken.
Let me see.
All of the water broken?
All of the 3/4 are broken.
Yeah, I don't get that joke.
Shut up. It's quite literally refers to a specific event.
Roughly 3.5 weeks ago?
Oh, 3.5 weeks ago. What is today's date?
It is now spring. It is Zealot the 22.
Oh, very good. Okay. So that is, if I remember correctly, with my keen mind feat that I don't actually have, that would be about 3 weeks. Okay, very, very, very good. So I've been reading for 3 weeks. That's interesting.
Along with practicing with your blade.
Well, that seems par for the course. It does seem like something I do enjoy reading, and I do enjoy practicing with my blade.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that... Jesus. All right, so... Heimdall, I mean.
Sheath, unsheath. Sheath, unsheath.
God damn it. So I've been here for 3 weeks. And Sir Ed, brother, you don't remember this either, I take it, since they inferred that I too would suffer from amnesia. So that
Not
means that
even a
Alex.
little.
It seems that we all share in the same disability.
yes, very good. But we were. So what? Okay, let me ask you this, Sir Host. What
Brother
did
Earhart.
Brother Earhart? Thank you so much, Brother Earhart. What did Sir Ed do the last 3 weeks?
He's been venturing around the island, also joining you in the library for some time.
Very good. Did he cook any meals for you all?
Oh yes, he has cooked quite a bit. He has been practicing with Sister Doretta here, and been sharing ingredients and recipes.
Very good. Okay, so Ed was acting as normal. And my brother here, what has he been doing the last 3 weeks?
He is attempting to achieve the gift of odor, which is what he needs to start his pilgrimage. He needs to receive a small sun gem from odor before he can begin the pilgrimage to travel to the Sunset Temple.
Okay, that seems again like something he would be doing. And then Sir Frost, the large white dragonborn that's with us. What has he been doing those last 3 weeks?
Mostly brooding.
Okay, yep, that checks out. So, and then Sir
I
Ash.
just coughed up my drink.
And then Sir Ash, the very handsome elven gentleman that's traveling with us. What has he been doing?
Practicing his bow at our range, along with some light sword play. Reading a journal that he keeps around. And other than that, relaxing and enjoying our vintage wines.
Well, one thing, because I think based on what I found when I woke up, I would have probably made inquiries about not magical books, but historical books.
Except that you didn't have that letter.
Oh.
You just found that letter. So now
okay,
you
well, that's
make that
my
inquiry.
instinct.
Yeah.
That's my instinct of what I would have been doing, but I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Is Sir Ash at the table here? Oh, sorry. Okay. Got you. Go ahead, Ed. Sorry.
So what's really odd is that if we really were in the maze, do you really think we could have gotten here in 3 weeks?
Given the locale, I'm not
a little far-fetched. I've never made the journey myself before, but
by ship, Brother Earhart.
You didn't travel by ship.
No. I realize, but by ship from the nearest port city to the mainland. How long is that journey typically?
It's about 2.5 days to get to Monsanto.
Okay, so 2.5 days. That seems normal. I'm going to check the bottom of my boots. Do they seem extra worn?
No.
Okay.
If you're trying to figure out how you got here, it was through teleportation circle.
Oh, okay. The teleportation circle. And you have one here, I assume.
Well, yes, all of the temples are connected.
Oh, very good. Of course. And we arrived what did we say when we arrived?
So Lord Vicus here introduced himself and stated that he wanted to start the pilgrimage. I began to give him guidance on how to do that and the tasking that he needs to accomplish in order to hopefully achieve a sunstone from odor. Everyone else decided to take the time to relax and stay a while, I guess.
Yes, of course. Okay. And brother, just out of curiosity, when does your pilgrimage need to begin?
It should begin on the Was it the solstice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Summer,
Begin on the
summer solstice, and it ends on winter solstice.
Yep. The summer solstice is when we should begin the pilgrimage.
Gotcha. And when does the summer
So we have
summer
some
solstice?
time.
Yeah. When does the summer solstice begin?
Is that in my notes?
I thought I sent it to you at one point.
I know we discovered that it was the 15th of each month, of 2 different months, but off the top of my head.
I think it's Aaron the 15th.
That makes sense. Okay, so this is all rather odd, losing that much. Well, no, because we've been here. We've been here for 3 weeks.
It's almost like we walked here, and then our memory was wiped.
Right. They said we arrived via their teleportation circle. So, we got here somehow.
Did we do anything embarrassing?
I mean, you have played small pranks on one another every now and then.
But nothing outright ridiculous.
No.
Very good. Well, I think we may need to inquire to Ash if he was in his journal. Throughout the time, maybe he wrote some things down during this time. I would so love to take a look at those books I was looking at and see if do you remember me writing any notes as I was reading? I do that sometimes when I'm
Does
reading.
anybody else have Tim as a robot, or is it just me?
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. He's
Oh,
singing
my
a
bad.
robot song.
Oh, I did have. Okay, I'm back. Nope, I'm back down to red. I keep going from green connection down to red connection.
Turn off our microwave and turn it back on again.
I'm plugged in directly, so maybe I just need to restart my router or something.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Alright,
So-
seems to be better.
Okay. So if when I was doing my research in your library, did I happen to write any notes that you recall? I sometimes do that when I read more arcane, dry text.
If you had any notes, they would probably be on your own person.
Yes, yeah, you are correct. I'll have to search my room that I was just in.
You
Okay.
did ask for ink and parchment.
Oh. I'll pull out my spell book. Well, I use a spell shard. I'll pull out my spell shard and just kind of telepathically kind of go through it. Did I write any new spells in there?
No.
Okay. Very good.
Other than what you learned for leveling up.
Right. Very good. Okay, this is all rather puzzling. I think I'm going to go find Sir Ash. I'll take one of the bread rolls. I assume there's bread rolls because it's breakfast. And then I'll kind of pat Vicus on the shoulder and wave to Ed and wave to the hosts, and I'll kind of just meander away towards... Oh, I'm sorry. Where was the archery range?
Sir Ash hasn't had his breakfast yet, so he may still be in his room, but the range is outside to the temple. There are 2 shooting ranges that point to the south.
Oh, very good. And all of our rooms are up in that hallway up there.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. And I'll make my leave.
Hearing that, Ed also would like to use himself and go check out this range and see if Ash's arrows are actually there.
Okay.
Not that I doubt that this person. I'm just trying to figure out WTF is going on.
Okay. You walk out to the range. It's quite easy to find. It is quite chilly outside. Prolonged exposure could probably bring in hypothermia. Without warm dress. But you easily find the range. It's about 50 yards is where the targets are. You walk down to the targets, you see that they have been used.
And I would imagine that the arrows that Ash used are pretty like they, being around him this long, would be able to identify them as his.
You don't find any arrows, you just find holes in the targets.
Okay. That's all it's got for now. I'll let it go on to Callum.
Callum's gonna be right back for a little bit.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything? That's all I had. It just seemed like an interesting thread to pull on.
Yeah, I would just start asking Brother Earhart about, what it is that I need to be doing, and start the process of getting that shard again, that sunstone.
Those who have received the Sunstone have made their morning prayers for the time of sunrise and for the time of sunset, have done a midday prayer, and then they have performed other duties such as healing and other ceremonies for others. So you may need to travel to the town of Solana or the city of Celesis to perform some duties there.
That I can do.
Others have also put themselves through other trials such as fasting. It's all up to Odor on what trials you as an individual need to go through to earn
I see.
your stone.
Okay then. I suppose I would start in the towns.
It's about a week's journey to get to the town of Solana. There is a path. It's relatively safe. And then from there, you can get transportation to the city of Celesis if you wanted to head there.
Would
I
you
could
be
do
telling us that you're going to Solana? Because I think Ed would probably want.
Yeah, I would tell them. Yeah, I would tell you guys. Yeah, so I would go to Solana first. See what. I suppose I should leave today then.
There is no rush. You have some time until the solstice, as the stones will only be given out on the solstice.
Right. Yes, that makes sense. Actually, I might. What could you tell me about these towns? I've never been to this side of the world before, so it's it's all new to me. I would like to understand the culture, I guess, before I inserted myself. Speaking of Odor's grace and blessings, if it were.
Yes, so the you're in the kingdom of Alamnar. So the kingdom here is quite old, and they will show you respect as a lord from another kingdom, though there are some hostilities between the two. So the common folk won't pay you so much mind, but the higher lords may be questionable of your actions.
I see. So I will not tell them that part of me.
Yeah, it's probably better to just drop the nobility while you're outside of your home kingdom.
I could try, perhaps. Yes.
Yes, and then other than that, food is quite plentiful. There's a very large fishing industry. The lands are very fertile. Hunting is abundant. So food is not a problem. Most people live quite well off. The various trades and craftsmen, most raw resources come from Marsa Se or from the dwarves of Vol through trade with Zavatur. A lot of transportation is done by sea, as there seems to be a lot of hill giants on the paths on the mainland.
Ah, I see.
Along with orcs, goblins, and other monstrous creatures that can easily thrive in the lands here.
Right.
I mean, other than that, the people are very friendly. There are various diseases that need to be cured because of the warmer climate when you're not in the mountain ranges. So there are sickness and disease, but good rest is better, as well as access to clerics. They're not a very pious society. They don't necessarily favor the arcane, but you will find more arcane practitioners here than you would find those devoted to the deities of Asgard.
I see. Well, this is all good information, and I shall deploy it wisely, and I will do my best to serve this temple and our deity well, especially in this region.
Yeah, you're in relatively safe comforts here. If you go farther north on the island, if you want to adventure out that way, you could do so. It's not really settled. You find some homesteads and some smaller towns and such, but that is mostly left up to the natural ways of life.
Ah,
Solana and Salices are the only major establishments on this isle.
good to know. Then I will make my impact there then.
Feel free, just let us know when you're ready to depart. And best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother, and I will go speak to the rest of my companions and see how everyone feels. Again, thank you for the hospitality and everything you've done for us so far and will continue to do.
Yes. Anytime. Poor little Orion. Well, good
He
timing.
was losing his shit.
Good timing. You walk down the hallway and you notice that your door is still ajar. Ed's door is ajar, Vegas is ajar, so there's only two other doors that are closed.
Okay. I'll knock on one. 50-50 shot.
Ash, someone's knocking on your door.
This is I will pull a sheet off the bed and wrap it around myself and yell, "Come in."
I walk in.
Callum's wet dream.
So Ash, do you need time to get decent?
What? I'm not decent?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just okay. Yeah, very carrying on. So Ash, interesting developments this morning. One,
Yeah, where the hell are we?
we're at the Temple of Odeur on the island. Two, we've been here for 3 weeks, and we've been apparently acting as in accord, which I don't understand or know why. Do you remember the last 3 weeks? Because it is currently the 22nd of Zealot. Yeah, 22nd of Zealot. So we've been here for 3 weeks, and apparently we've been acting in accordance. You've been practicing at the bow range. I've been practicing with my sword and reading. Everyone has seemed to have been acting, you know, as normal. So do you have any recollection?
I lost track of time about 3 months ago. I don't know what date it is, but last I remember, we went in a maze and Loki made promises and I doubted them, and then I woke up in this bed. So
very good. They mentioned that you had been looking through your personal journal during these 3 weeks. I was hoping that maybe you could kind of peruse the last few pages and see if you've made any notes.
Yeah, I've already looked. So I found this, and I'll pull out a leather scroll tube and remove a scroll. It's an answer from my, let's call it guild, to some inquiries I made, and I know that if I'd have had this for the last several weeks, I would have been doing some research if they have a library, but I have no notes. The letter didn't look like I had read it before. So I'm just gonna go off the cuff here and say I think Loki is fucking with us, or was fucking with us.
Yes, that sounds...
And, anyway, I was going through my stuff here just to make sure it was all here. And that's all I know.
Okay. As far as what were you inquiring into? I also received a couple of letters. I don't know when I actually received them, and I don't know how they got here, or on my person, I should say. But I do have them. So, what were you inquiring about?
Well, I mean, given the letter I have, I would be looking for history of RHOSYNNAU and the probably very, very old history. Pre the current civilizations, maybe. I don't know, but I need to find a library to find out.
Okay. Well, apparently there's a library here. I inquired about obsidian, and I actually got a little bit of information. I need to
My eyes will go wide. And what did you find out about obsidian?
Well, I need to read through these 2 letters and decipher, kind of make a breakdown of a synopsis between the 2 letters. I wrote to some of my contacts at the Paola Tower, where I learned some of my magecraft, and then I also wrote to the lore master of our estate in Easternay, and he also had some interesting facts to give me. So I need to read through both letters and give a good synopsis of both. That way I don't overlap information. But yeah, so I'll do that around lunchtime. So I'll take my leave, and I'll make sure I give you a full report around lunch. There is breakfast downstairs, by the way, so you may want to go grab that. The hosts seem very lovely, very Vicus types, so they should be be formal and everything. They said you've been drinking the vintage, which I told them seemed pretty normal. So apparently they have some vintages that you enjoy. So you may want to inquire about that as well. There you go.
Move around this place.
I'll be right here while you get dressed.
Yeah, of course. Well, I shall take my leave. I'll let you head downstairs. I am going to finish this roll and start diving into these letters.
Well, my information, I got a bit of information about obsidian as well, and
Oh,
some very vague information about Valconin and other people who call themselves disciples of Valconin, but nothing that's definitive or really answers any of my questions. So
very good. Yeah, I haven't. I've dove into maybe the first few lines of one of these letters, so I haven't really been able to read them yet. But I will. I will confer with you. Yeah, just around lunchtime. So I'll let you kind of soak in what you have, and I'll meet you down there around noon.
alrighty then.
And I will take my leave and shut the door behind me.
Okay.
I'll get dressed and go looking for someone who can point me toward the library.
Heading out of your room down the hall, you do find the dining room and breakfast. Seems like the brother and sister, or the acolytes, as Callum referenced them, are finishing up and cleaning up their plates. But there is still food there, along with a couple of bottles of wine.
I'll grab a bottle of wine and a handful of grapes. And good morning.
Good morning, Sir Ash.
You know me.
Yes, you've been our guest for a while. I'm guessing more amnesia. So, you, I am Brother Earhart, and this is. Gotta pull up my notes again. Terrible names, even if I create them. This is Sister Doretta. She's our grounds maiden, and I am the master of the temple. We are your hosts during your stay. We hope hope you will enjoy your stay as you were enjoying it the past few weeks.
Well, if you've been as gracious a host as Callum claims, then I'm sure I will. Do you happen to have a library with history books in it?
Yeah, we have a sort of an archive and library. It's quite small in stature, but um, we do. It is towards the northwestern side of the grounds.
I appreciate that. And if where is the nearest major library, or if you had to research something of historical significance, where would you send someone to do that research?
Well, it depends. Monsanto has a sizable library of sorts. Um, Essen also has a quite sizable library to the far north. Um, though the High Elves will be the ones to really know, or any of the Elven nations. If you were on friendly terms, you could go to the Zava Wood Elves. They're relatively close.
What is the High Elf relationship with the Zava Wood Elves?
Um, you don't know where the Zava Wood Elves are.
Okay. Where might the Zava Wood Elves reside?
Oh, they're in the woods to the south of Monsanto.
Do you know anything about their relationship with other High Elves? I've not been to this side of the continent before.
I do not. I know that they have gotten into hostilities with the kingdom of Almanar before, as the whole needing wood to build things and such, deforestation. So,
with the kingdom of what did you say?
You're inside of the kingdom of Almanar. Monsanto is the capital.
Are there any enclaves of high elves on the surface, or any of their cities floating around near here?
No, the only high elf places I'm aware about would be the Hikemark Forest and the Ernestine Forest, and those would be in the Sun Elves. The Moon Elves are mixed in with the population. So you may find some Moon Elves in Monsanto that may be helpful.
Do you happen to have a quick and easy way of getting between here and Monsanto?
No. I mean, we could, but it is costly.
I see. Okay. Well,
it would be a teleportation circle.
Are
I
there
could take you to the
ships?
Temple of Odin there.
Oh, and what would that cost?
It would cost 1,000 gold, 500 to take you there, as well as 500 to get me back.
I see. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I take it there's some port around here somewhere that I
Yes,
can hire a ship if needed.
You can take a week's travel to Solana and take boat from Solana to Monsanto, or you could take travel to Silices and then take ship from Silices to Monsanto.
Good to know.
Silices will also have some minor libraries as well, but nothing extensive.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate the information. I'll tip the bottle of wine to them and pop a grape in my mouth and go looking for the library they gave me directions to.
Double loading them grapes, drinking a man eating.
Hell yeah.
Frost, how
What
you
elves
doing?
are made out of?
My stuff seems to be working.
Alright, well...
I have no idea what's going on. I'm completely behind and lost.
When I wake up.
Well, you find yourself in a comfortable room with a sizable bed with furs and leather sheets and coverings. Armor stand is holding armor. Your sword is actually in a weapon stand near the side of your bed. The stone walls around you are well decorated with tapestries. There's a glass window to the outside.
Am I clothed?
That depends. You just woke up. Do you sleep in the nude, or do you sleep with clothes?
Nude.
Then you would be nude.
Just like God intended.
And I don't know where I am.
Amen, brother.
You remember that the party chose to go to the temple from the maze, and as you swirled through the portal, you just woke up in the bed.
I will go try to find Callum.
Do you get dressed first?
So Frost, are you awake?
Callum?
Yes, of course. I was just speaking to Sir Ash, and I figured I'd come to your room right after.
Where am I? Where are we?
We're in the Temple of Odin on the island, but there's some interesting things that we should discuss.
I open the door.
Oh, you and Sir Ash should have a conference on not being dressed when you open the door for people. Okay, so hello. Could you
Nudist conference.
could you maybe sit down and put a blanket over yourself, please? Thank you.
I sit down, legs spread.
Jesus, turn towards the door and just kind of stare at the door, kind of picking at some loose paint. So we've been here. We're at the Temple of Odeur on the island that Vicus wanted to go to. Apparently, we've been here for 3 weeks. None of us have any recollection of the last 3 weeks, but apparently we've all been acting in accordance with how we typically act. They mentioned that Sir Ash was practicing with his bow and drinking wine, that I was practicing with my sword and reading books, that Sir Ed was cooking, that Vicus was doing his prayer stuff, and that you were brooding all the time. So I told them that all seemed pretty regular. But then this morning we all woke up and none of us can remember the last 3 weeks. We arrived via teleportation circle. I had 2 letters in my vestment here that I had written to Paola Tower and the Lord of Histories from my estate in Easternay, and don't know how they got on me. Sir Ash mentioned that he received a letter as well. Can you look through your things and see if you've received anything? Anything new that you didn't leave the maze with?
I would like to go through my stuff.
Everything that you've had seems to be there.
Still naked.
Yeah, still naked.
But you don't see anything new.
It looks like all of my normal stuff. Is my cup there?
It is.
Okay.
The one you stole from the mansion?
Yep.
Nice. So I was kind of perusing these letters as I was kind of walking over to your door, and I noticed something interesting, and I wanted to actually speak to you about it in private, if I might. So it looks like this obsidian. It's an old tale about a red-black dragon, so a multi-chromatic dragon that tried to subjugate humanity as a whole. He was defeated by the Asgardians, his body was destroyed, and then I'm guessing his soul was imprisoned. There's 2 varying stories here. One is where his body is destroyed, and one is where Asgard imprisoned him. So I'm assuming they destroyed his body, but imprisoned his soul. This obsidian character. Now, it also mentions in here that there was an internal strife between the chromatic dragons, that they are some of them wished to worship this obsidian character, while another sect wished to continue to worship Toxis, which is this world's version of Tiamat.
Yep.
So I had a quick question. You wouldn't happen to think that Valkonen was actually Toxis, would you?
I know who Toxis is. Do I know?
Make a religion check, unless you're proficient.
Proficient in religion.
What kind of barbarian you take me for?
Nope.
Sure
you
don't.
Absolutely don't.
And with that roll, I'm just gonna shrug.
Okay, so would given Callum's background of like always reading about adventurers and like history and shit like that, would he know who Toxis is?
Make a religion check, because that is part of the secondary pantheon. It's not taught.
Gotcha.
10 is enough to know that dragons worship different deities. So you're not familiar with what domains they cover, but you know that metallics worship a being called Bahamut, and chromatics worship one that's called Toxis.
So this Toxis character, the more evil dragons worship Toxis. So with the legend saying that this obsidian rivaled Toxis in strength and size, or even not necessarily dwarfed him in size, but just was bigger and stronger and was kind of pulling followers away from Toxus. And then your Valconans, kind of 4 eyes and weird nature and wanting to make sure that these
Tim, your
chromatics.
connection is dropping again.
Oh, it is. Yep. All right. 1 second. Okay, it seems to be back to normal. Nope.
Normal until he starts talking.
Yeah, basically, that's what happens.
That sounds better.
Yeah. I'll after I finish this conversation, I'm going to restart my router, so I'll be away for just a second. But yeah. So I was just curious if you thought that maybe it could be a rival deity of sorts. I know it is kind of your deity, but it sounds like maybe you're not sure. So I will do some more research on Toxus, and we'll kind of just leave it at that then. There is breakfast downstairs, and we have 2 very gracious hosts. So please be kind, Sir Frost, and get some food in you. And I'll, at that point, unless Frost mentions anything, I will kind of leave the room and head to my room.
Thank you, Callum.
You're very welcome, Sir Frost.
I guess I'll put some clothes on and head downstairs for food.
Do you take your sword with you, or you leave it in the room?
Taking the sword with.
Okay. Put on some clothes, you take the sword, and you go follow the hall, and you see an assortment of food, fruits, vegetables, some smoked pork, some rolls, bottles of wine, jugs of water. While it doesn't affect you, you do notice that the temperature here is much lower than where you have been.
Feels like home.
Not as cold as home, but close to it. Ah, yes. Good morning, Sir Frost. We're just cleaning up our plates here.
Good morning.
Yes, you don't recognize amnesia. I'm gonna show everyone this again.
I'm very pleased with how patient this poor priest. He's explained everything like 16 times.
I am Brother Erhart. I am the master of the temple here. And then this is Sister Doretta, who is the grounds maiden. You can re-access those handouts and the handouts folder, people, odor, acolytes, if you want to refer back to them.
It's a pleasure to meet you again.
Yes, so this would be our second introduction, as odd as that is to be said.
It wouldn't be the first time I met somebody twice.
Okay.
You just made drink come out of my nose when you said that.
Please help yourself to what food remains and enjoy your stay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but we are going to start attending to our duties.
I'm gonna try to look real smart.
Okay.
Or what Frost would assume smart looks
Roll
like.
a deception check.
Performance.
Okay.
It's not bad. You're just a slight smile. You're not like baring your teeth or anything, but a slight smile, and you sit down and help yourself to some breakfast.
Do you possibly have any books here about the obsidian or line? What's the other?
Taxes.
Or Toxis?
I don't. I believe Toxis is one of the deities of the Draconic Pantheon, but I would have to go to the archives myself. I don't know anything called Obsidian. You can feel free to browse the archives.
And where would that be?
To the northwest corner of the grounds. It's a small room.
All
Thank
roads
you.
lead to the archives.
Thank you. And I'm
Ah,
going to
yes.
start eating food.
All right.
I got a couple of above table questions.
Okay.
One, last night in Kyle's game, I learned that there was such a thing as scaling cantrips, and that we used them in the last campaign, and I never knew because I didn't cast magic. But are you using those?
Yes.
Okay. And second, when you get a chance, you don't need to do it now, but look at my bag of holding on the inventory tab. There's broken links or something inside. I'm not sure. Maybe a module change or something.
The inventory tab?
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Like
images?
the currency at the top, it says object 152, object.
Oh yeah, that seems to be
81.
broken. But
I mean, I know that it starts with copper, silver, and I can figure it out. It's just, and then on the left under the picture, yes, those are place to put counts for something that's broke. But anyway, no big deal. Just letting you know if it's something you need to look at.
thank you.
And I will be in the library.
All right.
I think naturally Ed would probably head that direction after checking out the range as well.
I'm also going to head the direction of the library.
So Ed's in the library by the time that Ash, you walk in, and you see Ed perusing through scrolls and tomes, trying to find what he's looking for.
Good morning, Ed. Looking for recipes?
You're muted.
Oh, wow, that sucks. I was actually doing some pretty fun roleplay there. No, just, I guess going to use some of this downtime to at least learn a couple new things, but I do have a burning question. Did you write anything in your journal in the last 3 weeks?
No, my journal is I don't usually write in it. Now I do keep notes, but I keep them separate. But I didn't make any notes separate either. So I am curious.
I mean,
Callum explained that we had been here for 3 weeks, and
I've been blackout drunk before, but never for 3 weeks. This is deeply disturbing.
what kind of subjects does this library cover?
I suppose that at this point, Ed's had a chance to look through everything. As a player, I don't know, but Ed would definitely communicate that.
You've just been starting to peruse, but you've noticed certain tomes and scrolls on the difference between arcane and domain spellcasting, how one gets accepted into a domain from a deity, how one can begin to learn from arcane, some general history scrolls for specifically the Isle of Sail, which is what you're on.
I assume if you're right here that you are looking for something specific, so maybe I can help you now.
Well, before we went chasing the Loki squirrel, I had sent off some inquiries regarding a creature known as obsidian that's mentioned several times throughout my journal, and also about Valconin and followers of Valconin that go around slaying dragons and call themselves Frost. I got a bit of information about both, but honestly, nothing definitive. I'm not even sure what obsidian is, and the Valconin thing seems to just be a small cult, although it's got a long history. And other than that, I don't know anything, and given that I had that letter when I woke up, I would have assumed I would have researched it because that was my first instinct when I read it. But apparently I didn't and don't have any notes, and it wasn't mentioned that I ever came to the library, so
It definitely seems that we are having a prank played on us. But,
well, that's what happens when you deal with Loki, I suppose, at least according to the few stories I've heard.
Well, thus far, I think we have gotten off easy. At least none of us are pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we've only been here 3 weeks. Maybe you're just not showing yet.
It's about this time where, Callum, you enter the library and see Ash and Ed talking.
Oh, hello there. Yeah, no, I'm not pregnant. Looking over. Where's the dragon section?
Yeah,
over here.
Don't they have a dragon section? Mostly. Well, go ahead.
You haven't found a dragon section yet, Ed, if there is to be one.
Oh, Ed just does some rude gesture then in that case.
Can you describe the approximate size and description of the library, like how much written material might be here?
So it looks to be 4 shelves that are double-sided with tomes and scrolls. The shelves look to be about 8 feet long each, and there's 4 small tables, 2 on each end of the room. Very small windows. The door is also quite heavy. The shelves have, well, let me see. There's 4 layers on the shelf, so 4 actual shelves per there. They're roughly about 6 feet tall. So probably a couple thousand tomes and scrolls altogether.
Well, no time like the present. I'm going to start seeing if I can get some scope of subjects, and I'll just turn to the shelves and get a notepad out or a notebook out and start and just label the shelves or draw a little picture and then start listing subjects for each shelf.
I would also like to help generally try to do that.
I rolled the investigation check to look for dragon books.
Alright, everyone else roll an investigation check.
This time I'm definitely using the advantage. As Ed pulls out his little sight glass that he pulls out on occasion.
Alright. Ed, you're just doing categorization?
Yeah, just to try, because I've heard what both of these characters are looking for, so just generally trying to help organize things out in such a way that they have.
Okay. So, Callum, you don't find anything related to dragons. Though, Ed, you've kind of determined that each shelf, or at least each side of the shelf, means something. So, one is spellcasting general, one is spellcasting domain, one is spellcasting arcane. So that's 3 out of the 8. Then you have 2 shelves that are dedicated to history. So this is temple history, so past priests and high priests and teachings and subject matter with that. Then you have one that is dedicated to history of the various kingdoms, though it seems to be more focused on the kingdom of Alamnar. You have one that is describes different beasts and sightings of beasts and monsters. It kind of like categorize where you could find certain types of creatures.
Would there be creatures such as dragons in there?
Potentially, you would have to dig more through.
I would definitely highlight that one.
There's seems to be a shelf that is a history of trade dealings, purchase orders, and stuff like that.
For what?
Just general stuff. Like you pull one and it's like for the Kingdom of Alamnar to purchase ships from Trondheim. Then you have one where it's a temple-specific order for food delivery. Just records of who was selling, who was buying, what the prices were, quantity. Just general like record keeping. And then the last shelf seems to be definitely more sparse with more recent history added to it. So you notice that it has fresh scrolls with the Empire of Geocarn, since Empire Geocarn is only about 400 something years old.
So I'll relay all of that information and highlight the book.
Ash, you find most of that same information.
Okay.
But now that you know which shelves to look at, you can go ahead and roll another investigation check to look for anything specific, though this is going to take you about a week of downtime to do so.
Don't have anything better to do, so.
So, it's research downtime.
I would like to assist him as well.
Okay, so then Ash, you can roll an advantage.
Oh, never mind. Just roll your advantage.
Alright,
14.
Ash, what are you looking for?
Anything about obsidian and anything, if there's any mention of obsidian, I want to make complete copies of that material. And if I find dates of when this obsidian creature existed, I'll also branch out and look for any histories of that time that might be here.
Callum, I'm assuming that you're also looking for references to obsidian.
I am actually going to be looking for references to Toxis.
Toxis, okay. So, Ash, you learn 2 pieces of lore. Obsidian is a large draconic creature that existed thousands of years ago. You mostly learned the information that you've already learned. That he was stopped by the intervention of the Asgardian deities.
Okay, and now I have a reason to go to fucking Asgard, and we don't have a free portal now.
These scrolls that you find were written by an elf, based off the name.
What's the name? Sorry.
Oh boy.
That's an interesting elf name.
Percival
Yeah.
George, oh boy.
Percival
Oh boy.
Percival Flamefoot.
No.
What was the name? Or did you say?
I haven't said.
Oh,
I'll get back to you for the name.
sure.
But it seems Sun Elf in origin.
Are there actual dates of the years that he thinks Obsidian
You
was
You
doing
recognize
his
the
thing?
dates because they're very similar to the dates in your journal.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were talking about the same creature.
Yeah. Though it seems to predate your journal by about 50 years.
So while I'm helping Ash, am I also able to help Callum in his searches as well?
No. You spent your time helping Ash. Callum, you learn 2 pieces of lore of Toxicus. So Toxicus is a ruler of the first layer of hell, Toxis. Ruler of the first layer of hell, though it's also her prison by another deity. And she is a 5-headed chromatic dragon fiend, which all heads can act independently of each other. She is worshipped by chromatic dragons as their deity, as she seems to be the mother of chromatic dragons.
Would Callum have shared this information with Ed?
Yeah, I would have shared it.
Would Ed recognize that as what he saw when Frost's sword intimidated him?
That is not what you saw.
I don't think his sword is the same.
Yes, well, it seems as though this Toxicus character is a deity of sorts, so it could be disguising itself.
Is fair.
It just seems odd that some sort of dragon, wants to stop the return of specifically Obsidian, and not just chromatic dragons in general. Unless, of course, it knows about some plot to bring back Obsidian, and this Toxicus character is trapped in the first layer of hell. I don't. There's a lot of threads to be pulled on, but I don't know which one to actually pull on. So that was just a kind of a running hypothesis, is that possibly this Valkonen was this Toxicus in disguise, but it may not be the case. I'm just kind of spitballing here.
I think it is very smart and just relaying what I remember.
Yes, of course. You said it had 4 red eyes, right?
That's what I recall.
Yes, of course. Well, this has been the longest and shortest week of my life. I do think I'm going to work on something else to kind of, get the motivational and inspirational juices flowing, as it were. So I think these next week, 2, 3, I think I'm going to leave it to you all if you all want to continue to read into this, but I don't know if this library has exactly what I'm looking for. And going off of what Ash said about the Valkonen, followers being a smaller sort of religious sect, I doubt they have anything on that here. So yeah, I think I'm going to work on something else.
Well, has Vigus already left for the city?
Oh, no.
Vicus,
Yes.
what are you doing during the week?
For the first week, I believe that I would be refamiliarizing myself with the temple. Kind of just going around and reading more of the texts of Oder and all of those things, and just familiarize myself with the traditional temple life of a follower.
Yeah. So the temple, you help take care of the animals, tend to the greenhouse. You learn that Brother Earhart is a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat. Um,
More
you
fried chicken cutlets for me.
you do your ceremonies and prayers. Go ahead and make a religion check for the week for me, please. All right. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But so Vicus will be around, so you guys can ask Vicus questions. You can find him doing various tasks throughout the week.
To most people, this is probably the most work that Vegas has ever done.
Yes, you're petting that goat rather well, Vicus. I'm off back to the library.
It's quite an important thing, as your books being read are just as important, brother.
Yeah, no, of course, yes.
Yes, enjoy your books.
Yeah, I shall. I shall try to pet them with as much vigor as you're petting that goat. I just assume that it's a mountain, so they have goats.
They do have goats. They also have sheep, chickens, and donkeys.
Oh, and you may want to check out that jackass over there. You guys probably have a lot in common.
Well,
That's
you
friendly.
are
That's friendly ribbing. It's not him like being
you
mean
are
to Vicus.
also my brother, so we're cut from the same cloth. So perhaps we could have a three-way conversation with this jackass.
Yes, well, Vicus, you need to work on your comebacks, brother.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's the same.
Nope. Yep. You did. You
Because
did real. That was
we
a
are
real.
the
Was
same
that was a
almost.
real zinger, brother. We couldn't be further from the same. That was a
No,
real
it's
zinger.
no, whatever.
Well, I think Sir Ed was looking for you.
Well, I'll be here with the goats.
Very good. I'll let him know. Is that poop on your boot? No, walk away.
Oh God, no, it's not. It's not.
It was, in fact, poop on Vicus's boot.
And then that's when I saw Andy Dufresne. So Ed, Vicus is out towards the livestock there. He's tending to the goats currently. If you're looking for him.
Now, we talked briefly of maybe going to the city nearby. Maybe there will be more books for what you and Ash are looking for there.
Well, I'm actually going to be attempting to. Well, let me ask you this, Tercept. I sent you like a spell idea that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Being a third level spell, if you thought that was a fair level for it, could I get kind of an idea of like what I would need to sort of create that spell for myself?
Let me go ahead and read its description again.
I didn't give a great like D&D description of it, but
Yeah,
but you get it.
I get it. I just want to read it again to figure out. There's trying to think what a good material component for that would be. Let's see.
Oh, I've got one.
What's up?
Well, unless you want it to cost gold.
It's gonna cost gold for research.
For research, okay.
But
I was thinking if you want like a material component for casting, I was thinking like a braided string or something that's like tied into knots.
yeah, that would work. So string that's been dyed black with ink.
Okay.
The way that I'm gonna have it, it's gonna take 2 weeks per spell level.
Okay, so
You have
6
to do-
weeks.
And you have to do a successful Arcana check at the end of each week.
Okay. Yep.
So,
And does it take the full week for all the research and everything, or is it like Okay, gotcha.
it's full downtime activity. But
Not
that's
a problem.
to gain proficiency with it. And you'll have to acquire the string and ink and stuff, so it's gonna require 5 gold worth of ink per casting per day.
Okay.
So 35 gold per week.
35 gold per week over 6 weeks, so I'm looking at a little over 200 gold.
As long as you're successful.
Right,
with
right.
the Arcana check.
And what is the Arcana check? Is it a 13?
Yep.
Or okay.
It's a 13. Yep, every week. And if you
Okay.
miss it, then it just prolongs another week. And
Gotcha.
Cost.
Perfect. Okay. Yes, I would like to go to town as well, Sir Ed. So, if when you all decide to leave, if you could come find me, that'd be absolutely wonderful.
I just think we need to get everyone together. I think maybe everyone may want to go. It may be a welcome change of sight after being here a week, no?
Yeah, of course. So tonight at dinner, then.
Yes.
Sounds excellent. And what are you making tonight, Sir Ed?
Oh, well, I've been quite busy, but maybe I can find some time to make us something special. I know that our host is vegetarian. I may have a couple special recipes that might surprise everyone.
Sounds very good. I know that. Okay, so well, I don't know this, so never mind. I was going to say, okay, so the last week we been doing research in the library. Has Frost eaten any of Ed's food at any point, Shifty?
No.
Okay, that's what's curious. Yeah, so maybe you should also. I don't know if I'm sure that they have livestock. You should make like a nice big hunk of like just seared, just juicy slab of meat for Sir Frost, and just something that is just so irresistible that he may actually have to try it. And by the gods, please do not fuck with it at all. just make it as normal. Yeah, just make it as normal as possible. But I think you should try that. I mean, we're in the library, right? So yeah, you probably would have.
I'll make a mental note.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so but let's try it. Let's just see if we can maybe get him to eat some of your cooking, because your cooking is so very good. So yeah, it sounds good though. So I'll just take a couple of these tomes upstairs. I kind of like to read alone and make my own notes. So I'll be back down around dinner to put these away and meet you in the dining hall.
That's the second wee joke I have made in the entire campaign.
So proud. And I will take my leave. Stony or hot mic and bub. I don't think you can hear me. Stony?
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Oh, okay.
I caught him eating cat turd.
Ew.
I wish I could break him of that, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Some people like sandy treats, man.
I know. Thinks
It
they're
has
fucking
sparkles
Tootsie
on
Rolls.
it. It has
It's got-
sparkles.
It's crusty Tootsie Rolls.
Gross.
No doubt. No doubt. What were you asking me, though?
Oh, I was just letting you know you were hot mic, and your mic was hot while you were.
Oh. Yeah, I thought I muted it. Sorry.
You're good, bub.
So I need to do what? 2 cooking tests, one for the vegetarian meal and one for the meat meal.
Yes.
Give me a second.
Declare each one first.
Of course. Let's see here. Why do I always do this when I haven't played it? Like I haven't done it in a while. I'm always like, where is it? All right, so vegetarian meal. I'm gonna.
Are you hiding your rolls on purpose?
No. I rolled a 15. That's still gourmet. It's just not my best. That's okay. I feel like that's fluffy enough. And then let's see the meat dish. We'll stick with that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Any preference of meat that you're using?
So this is our meat dish. It's a beautiful beef Wellington. And then I'm looking for a interesting looking vegetarian dish. We're gonna go for something that maybe doesn't taste as good, but looks delicious. We're gonna go for this guy right here. Whatever the fuck that is. Our vegetarian dishes.
Again, you should be able to post these images in the chat of.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I could do that now. Let's see if it works. It does not work. I don't have permission.
Want to figure that out.
But you got them.
I gotta figure out what it's called.
That is called a layered baked ratatouille, by the way.
Ooh.
Alright, try again.
Just a quick question: is somebody else muting the music for me, or is it just?
There you go. You probably have
Is
it
it-
turned down.
No, I can hear it, but it sounds like it's like stopping like very suddenly and switching to another song.
It's probably just changing zones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a list. The roleplay playlist is, I don't know, 20 songs. But yeah, you guys can embed images in chat now.
Is that a beef Wellington?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the
Oh
meat
my
dish.
god, those
and
are
then
so good.
And then the ratatouille is the vegetarian dish.
Ratatouille is also amazing. If you guys haven't had it,
It is quite good.
So
Are we near a river at all?
No, you're on top of a mountain.
Oh. So there's no water near us?
So while you're preparing the dishes, Ash walks into the kitchen to see what you're doing. Let me see. There's a well. There's and stuff. Ed, just barely, you notice Ash drop something into one of the pans that you're cooking with.
I will. Which pan is it? The vegetarian or meat dish?
Meat dish.
Mm.
Ash is walking out.
No, You know what? Can I use cooking tools to detect what it is? Because it is a cooking thing.
Yes.
Where the fuck is it? I do this every time. I do it every time. One day I will remember where it's at.
You can right-click it and add it as a favorite, so it's
It's
always
in
on the first tab.
inventory. Yeah, that's what. We're doing that right. There. Now it's on that. Oh!
You know what it is. He's added a pinch of Snogsbane to the dish.
Is what I know of a way to remove it without tainting the food.
Since it's early enough, yes. Though you'll have
Alright,
to resubstitute in some other ingredients.
I do that, but I specifically set that aside to put in Ash's food.
Okay. But you end up making some lovely looking dishes as everyone sits down for dinner. You ring the bell and let me see. Sister Doretta helps serve dishes, and you make sure that you serve Ash's dish, and you serve in front of Frost a very healthy portion of the beef Wellington.
I would just
What?
kind of look at it, but not touch it.
Well, on your loss, it is quite good. As I take a bite of it.
Ah, what is this dish that you have made for me?
This is a ratatouille. It is quite good.
What an odd name, but it looks and tastes delicious.
Yes, it is a I don't want to say specialty, but definitely a favorite dish from the Dead.
Yes, I love the colored patterns, and it's well seasoned.
That
Fantastic.
is, the color is half the taste. No?
Oh, don't. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's really true.
You eat with your eyes. It is half of the flavor.
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Vicus only eats things that are brown or orange, so that makes sense.
I'm just saying, it doesn't really make sense that you would eat with your eyes. What's
If it looks good, it tastes better.
not? Not
How do
really.
I make all of the awful meat that I have taste good? Half of it is it looks good.
But Frost, the
It
beef
is
Wellington,
ancient chef secret.
the multiple slices of beef Wellington before you are sitting there and begin to cool down.
I would not touch them.
Frost, aren't you going to eat anything?
Yes. But later.
Oh, right. Okay.
It is no matter. So, Vicus, did you still plan on going to the city?
Yes, I would like to go to Solana sometime soon, perhaps after the week's end.
Yeah, I believe that me and Callum would also like to go. If anyone else is interested,
By all
maybe.
means, I would love to get off this mountain for a while.
I also need to go to town.
Not until you finish your beef Wellington, Sir Frost.
I must say, it's actually quite delicious there, Ed. Once again, you have surprised me with your culinary talents.
Oh, you flatter me. It is not my best, but it is pretty good.
Word of note: every time that Ed says the word "best" in a French accent, I immediately hit "be our guest" every single time. Every single time.
It is literally what I think of every time I say it. That's hilarious that you bring that up.
That's funny.
But Callum is pressuring Frost to eat the beef Wellington. We should discuss your travel plans.
Pretty well, too.
How
It can
long
be
does this
quite
journey take?
persuasive.
Do you know?
About 2.5 days, Sir Ash. I actually asked them about that earlier.
No, it takes a week to get to Solana. It takes about 2.5 days to sail by boat or ship to Monsanto.
But it only costs. Does it cost 500 gold to teleport there instantly for the party?
It's 1,000 for the party. 500 to go there, and then 500 for the guy to get back.
So then it would be week travel or another 1,000 gold to get back.
It depends on who sends you back.
Just a thought.
Yeah, let me.
How long do we plan to be there? Or do we have that knowledge yet?
Beware.
In Monsanto.
Oh, I just need to pick up a few items personally. I could just be there for a day, in and out, pish posh, good to go.
Oh, I'm definitely not going there yet. I'm going to Solana.
Oh, we're just traveling by foot to Solana. I could probably get what I need there, honestly. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
well, I'm
I
going
just need
either way.
some ink. So nice ink, but ink nonetheless.
If you are just doing a spell, I still have a vial of dragon blood.
Well, I'm working on a new spell that's not. I'm experimenting with a few a paralytic combined with sort of a conjuration, sort of evocation sort of feel to it. It's not. It's not anything that I know that has been written or performed before. So it's actually an entirely new spell.
Oh, it sounds quite interesting. Doesn't dragon blood be the best thing for this?
Well, to describe it into to use it as a component, describe, yes, but for the purposes of testing and so on and so forth, I don't know that it would help me at all.
It may be quite wasteful then.
Yeah, I don't want to waste any of it. So when I have finished and perfected the spell, it may come in handy. But until then, I don't know that it will be useful at all. But so I need to get some rather nice ink and some rather nice twine. But other than that, that's really all I need. It's not anything super impractical.
A lot of spells that require twine sometimes needs to be special color. No? Is this just regular twine? Or?
Well, that's what the ink is for. I'm actually going to dye it with the ink, but I want to make sure that they're very
from charcoal.
Well, yes, but I want to be very, very, very fine ink, so that I can rule out any sort of, imperfections in the material components themselves, and make sure that it's just on my verbal or somatic understanding of the spell work. Just want to make sure that it's absolutely, positively the best of the best, to rule out that as an issue for the testing. Because if maybe I left a little bit of charcoal in the ink because I didn't strain it properly and didn't have enough cheesecloth to make sure that the ink was completely free of any sort of larger particles, maybe it throws the spell off and it does something completely different. I blow up the entire temple. I don't want to do that. So just want to make sure that everything is as clean as possible. I'm approaching arcane spellcraft as if it were like literal laboratory work.
As you should.
What is laboratory?
That was above table. No, laboratory work is. So I'm just going to pretend like you said it in game. It's very. So you need a control as well as your testing device there. So with your control, as is my spell there, I need to make sure that everything is as perfect as humanoidly possible. Humanoidly in a British accent is very hard to say. So just make sure that it's it's all just well and good. Have you ever created a spell, Sir Ed?
Any recipe, no spell.
So it's much like cooking, honestly. I mean, you want to. So when you are practicing your craft, you would use good ingredients and make sure that you measured them out to make the dish good, and then after you have perfected that dish, then you would start to experiment in other avenues, right? Is that I would assume that's how you approach cooking, or do you just go full out and just fucking whatever looks good sounds
you just
good.
know what is good together,
Right?
Like, yeah.
Very good. It's something like that. So I just want to make sure that I have the best ingredients to make sure that it goes off without a hitch, and then once I have it perfected, I can sort of kind of suss out what is actually needed versus maybe I was just doing a little bit of overkill. But I think it would be fun.
Better spells. Callum Johns.
There you go. So yes, so Solana it is. Should we take off in the morning then?
Up to Vicus.
Yes, I believe that would be a good idea. I would like to continue my work down there and see what it's like to be, actually part of an actual temple. While ours is quite small, it's different. There's something about this place that's just, I don't know how to put it, but it's different than any of the others I've seen.
I'm confused, Vicus. You're going to? Aren't we at the temple? Are you doing something for the temple in Solana?
Yes. So there's only so much I can do here, right? We've got the small grounds here and whatnot, but they, provide services and different things for those in the towns below, and I don't know, I just feel like it's part of my duty to go down there and see what I can do, I suppose.
Oh, of course. So you're doing work for this temple in Solana?
Yes, right. So I've got to go down to perform some ceremonies and, perform healing and things of that nature, and kind of spread the gifts that Holder has given me. So, perhaps I can spread his influence a little bit or something.
That sounds absolutely wonderful.
So Ed would know this, being that he's a cleric. For learning cleric spells, is that something that you can put in a spell book? You just have to know them.
What do you mean?
So specifically, like things like the regrowing your hand spell, which I don't remember the name of.
Regeneration.
Yeah, is that something that you could transpose into a spell book, or do you have to be gifted?
Cleric spells are part of the domain side of the weave, and a wizard cannot access that. It's forbidden by the gods.
But saying, like, hey, here's this book on this. Here, Vicus, you can learn regeneration. Is that something that's possible? Like
there is documentation on what spells and magic is available to the clerics and the religious side of magic. So he won't be able to learn regenerate because he's not powerful enough to harness that much magical energy.
Got it. So we just need to wait.
Yeah. I believe that's a 7th level spell.
And that gem that we got, did we basically get that was just like basically true resurrection inside of a gem?
You haven't spent time with it to understand it.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like identify would let you know that, right?
I personally have not cast identify on it.
I know Ed would have by now.
So casting identify onto the spell gem, it's or not the spell gem, but the gem with the internal flame. It's odd.
I know above table we know, but
It's odd because the magic seems like it fluctuates. But it allows you to cast True Resurrection without any other material components for anyone who was in part of acquiring the gem once.
But it's a one-time only.
Per person.
So you can use it multiple times as long as it's on a different person?
So each of us could be...
Party
yeah. Each of us could be true resurrected one time. Via the gem.
Got it.
You also learn it takes 24 hours to attune to it.
And am I the only person that can use it since I took it from Loki, or
Nope.
can I give it to someone else?
You haven't tried, so you don't know.
I would also,
Your intelligence would tell you that at least anyone in the party would probably be able to have it.
Knowing this, I would probably explain this and give it to Vickis, since I feel like that would be the person that should have that responsibility. As Ed.
yeah, and during this, I would, once he tells me that, that would make Vickis think about, his gift he received and how he was supposed to share that with everyone. Like what that meant that he was, given that or whatever.
So, make an insight check. The gift that you received was to provide greater wisdom and experience to yourself and your party members.
Okay.
To make you more of an effective leader.
Right, okay. And if Ed hands me the, what was it, the Eternal Flame or All Flame or something?
I'm calling it the Eternal Fire Gem.
Yeah. It's a gem that you can see a flame burning inside of it, which is, Loki called it a piece of the Eternal Flame.
This is quite a responsibility, Ed. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
I think you are the most responsible one of this group of misfits.
Well, not sure if that's a compliment or not, but thanks.
The best of the worst. Oh, sorry, I forgot. No.
But
Um,
Frost, were you persuaded by Callum to try your meal?
Yeah, I ate it.
You're not even gonna fight it?
Nope.
Alright. With Frost eating the meal, and everyone else finished and wrapped up, your plans to travel to Solana after the week's end solidified.
Oh, Frost, you ate it. What? How was it?
It was fine.
Oh,
I was literally getting ready to say, I feel like there's a fine coming our way.
All right, yeah, fair.
You all pack your bags and prepare for travel.
Brother Erhard, we should be returning, I would say, in probably at least 3 weeks' time. So, any chores that need done that, can wait, feel free to leave them for us, and we'll be returning.
Ah, yes. I will continue with my daily routine, but I wish you all safe travels, and hope to see you back here soon. Definitely by the solstice.
Yes, of
Definitely.
course.
Also, every morning at sunrise, since we're here, I am going to be doing like a morning ritual after I find basically. Hold on, where's this at? Why can't I link it? So yeah, once I find the components in town or whatever, I'm going to start performing that ritual every morning and kind of reaching out to for guidance and whatnot as I'm prepared on my spells and whatnot for the day.
Okay. So you're gonna have to buy the incense and stuff,
Right.
because that gets consumed with every casting.
Yep. I would actually talk to Brother Erhard about that before we left.
And what would you ask of me?
Yes, brother. I would like to begin, trying to commune with Older on the sunrise of every morning, and I believe that to perform such rituals, I would need certain incense. Is there a place where I could get these or the materials to make it so that I could perform this ritual each morning?
Oh yeah, yes, the incense required. Solana has a lot of it. It's grown natively on the isle here. We do have some stocks, and I could provide you enough to cast it once per week, free of charge. But
I
otherwise,
would
you would have to
gladly
pay.
pay for it all. It's the least I could do.
So, yes, we do offer incense to temple members, enough for once a week casting.
I would gladly accept, but I would certainly buy more as well.
Well, if you're making the trip to Solano, you should find plenty there.
I would do so. Thank you. Yeah, and then in the morning, before we leave, I will cast it.
Okay. And what is the question you're gonna ask?
The question I'm going to ask is, how do I best prepare for this journey? More specifically,
What are you want from me, God?
So, yeah, like this, I've felt, his presence, grow within me, throughout this journey
That
and
was Callum.
whatnot.
No, we don't do that shit here. There's no wincest going on in this thing.
So you need to ask something about within the next 7 days.
Right, yeah, so I'll think of something.
Okay.
Specifically to ask, but this is my thought process. Okay, let's do this. And then I will make my roll.
Wait, why are you rolling a D100?
If you cast this spell 2 times or more. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. And I rolled that, by the way.
Right, fair. I just saw a button to roll and I clicked it. Okay, I want to see more dice roll. I'm sorry. Math rocks.
I can give you another squirrel.
Oh Jesus!
Somebody else had the same exact idea as me.
Yeah.
It was me.
we both rolled 20d20.
Callum wins.
You outrolled me though. Well, let's be honest. What do you expect any different?
Let me
No.
see.
Depends.
You
Are you
got
trying
2
to roll something
natural
important?
ones, and Callum got 2 natural 20s, so definitely on par.
I got 3 natural 20s.
3 natural 20s, yeah, definitely on par.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled 0 20s.
I like how we both wanted to roll more dice, and we both rolled literally the exact same dice and the exact same amount of those dice.
Yep.
You don't have to think of the question right now. You can send it to me later if you want.
Yeah, we'll just keep going as I am working through it.
Okay.
Also, the cryptocurrency Solana would like to have a word with you for stealing their name for a city.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, you all travel, begin to travel through the mountains. What is this?
It's a spell from Elminster's Guide. So I'm adding a 2nd level and 1st level bard spell to my spell list.
What spells?
I am adding Tactical Precision from Elminster's Guide to Magic. And I am adding Cure Wounds.
Okay. The mountain path is well carved and marked. This seems to be maintained to an extent as well. But you all have no issues going through the mountains. There are campsites that are pre-set up, even with the cooking stations readily available.
One of the nights, I would like to send a sending spell.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to Callum and Vicus's mother. And just say, hello, mother, it's Callum. I am just inquiring to your condition and making sure that you are well. Feel free to reply whenever it is convenient, or, well, actually not whenever it's convenient. You have to reply immediately. Feel free to reply, or I will, contact you the next morning.
Oh, Callum, thank you for this communication. It's an odd sensation, but you must have grown stronger. I am doing quite well, thank you. Send my love to your brother.
Vicus, mother says she loves you.
Tell her I love her too when you next talk to her.
Will do. And that's it.
Okay. But there are even some shacks with the campsites that have jars of flour and other things to help with meals. But the trip is quite beautiful. There are a few streams flowing through the mountains, woods, a variety of wildlife. At one point, you all do see a giant of some sort out in the distance, just minding their own business, walking along.
It's a rather large fellow over there. Can I ascertain that he can see us?
Not the first time I've heard Callum say that.
Hello.
Make an insight check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were noticed.
If I notice him notice me, I'll just wave, "Hello, sir," and just kind of keep walking. I waved like you could fucking see me in real life. Like, I'm like literally waving at my wall, like, "Hello, sir." Like, you can't see. I wave. let me edificate that. I wave towards him and say, "Hello, sir."
He has a very large maul that he's just carrying with on one arm, and he just kind of holds it up and waves with that, like, half-heartedly, and sets it right back onto his shoulder as he walks down his path.
What a nice chap he was.
Did Loki happen to bring my horse from wherever it was?
Yes, you actually found your horse, and Frost, you found your bear in the stables.
Yeah, Ed was riding Abathur.
Yeah. Makes the trip a little bit more enjoyable. But you all descend from the mountains and walk across a small grassy road, and in the distance you see a sizable town with smoke spewing from multiple chimneys, a few tall towers, and the sea, on which you see dozens of sailing ships as you approach.
I do love that salty air smell. It is absolutely fantastic. Reminds me of home.
It's the salt.
I love it. Sodium. Raise my blood pressure. I do not care. I love sodium. All right. So, do we all know what we're looking for here?
Yes.
Well, Vicus definitely knows. So, Frost, what are you coming to town for?
I need a crystal vial.
A crystal vial. I'll help you with that, because I think what I'm looking for might be in the same place that you're looking for that. So, Ash, what are you looking for in Solana?
Well, I'm going to look for a library, and I'm going to look for a local vintner and restock my supplies. And I'm probably going to see if my guild has a office here in town.
Oh, looking for a delivery, are we? Well, here is 10 gold. If you find any decent, you know what? I would like to partake in one of these vintages with you. So if you find a good one, here's 10 gold. I I would like to split that bottle with you.
Okay, can do.
And Sir Ed, what are you looking for? Oh, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
Sir Ed, what are you looking for in here?
I'm going to try to restock on some cooking supplies, and then probably go to the library and look on more of the Dark Dragon folk and so on.
Very good. I'll give you 5 gold because I do partake in your meals.
You're looking into the what now? The dark what?
As a player, I forgot the.
Obsidian.
Is it Obsidian? I had a team.
Yeah. Or Toxus. I mean,
Toxus and
those were the
Obsidian
two big dragons we were talking about.
Yeah.
So wait, you talking about dragons and what's not?
Indeed.
Yeah.
You didn't know?
No, not quite. No.
He was tending to the goats.
I thought Callum told you everything.
We really, honestly, we discuss basically our familia when we're smoking Snogsbane. So we are looking for information on this obsidian. I will give Vicus the letters that I got from home and from Pale Tower. And David, I'll just send those to you in Discord.
I feel like we probably could have had a
I
chance to talk
can
about this
give
on
him
the way
permissions to-
first get there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, I was paying attention earlier. I just wanted to give a reason for Vicus to know anything when he
Right.
was brought
So
up.
I think we definitely would have discussed this on the road.
Here's the letters. Peruse them at your actually leisure.
Yes.
But no, I think. I mean, I already told you. I mean, we were a little high, but I told you about my theory that Valkonen was actually Toxicus in disguise. But I don't know if that checks out. So,
So what's the? Just to clarify, this Toxis is a demon dragon, yeah?
Yeah, a deity of chromatic dragons that lives on the first layer of hell.
Is that how's that related to this obsidian that we've heard about before?
Well, it does appear that Obsidian was a rival for the attention of other chromatic dragons. So that is what led me to believe that possibly Valkonen was actually Toxicus in disguise, trying to basically kill off followers of Obsidian to further their own goals. But I don't know if that's actually the case, given the descriptions are very different. And maybe this Valkonen knows something, about some plot to revive this obsidian that's imprisoned in Asgard. So, Toxicus is imprisoned in the first layer of hell, while as Obsidian seems to be imprisoned, at least its soul anyway, from what I've read, is imprisoned in Asgard. So maybe there's some sort of plot to, release Obsidian in some way, and this Valkonen knows about it. But I don't know. So, that's kind of what we're trying to look into a little bit.
Okay. Well, let me know if you come up with anything that's alarming of sorts, and perhaps we could maybe inquire more from other deities and churches of the like. We could always, benefit from more knowledge of something like this.
Oh, of course. I am also, while
Wonder
we're on...
if it ties into Ragnarok at all.
Not everything means something, but yeah, totally. It could, Ragnarok. Yep. Super. Yep. Good. Yep.
Okay, well, fine. Yes. So what you're looking into is no different than what I would
No,
Okay.
I just said it. I agreed, brother. I wasn't.
Oh,
No,
yes.
and yeah, your
Not
religious text is
facetiously at all, no.
your religious text is super enamoring and very, very.
Yes, of course, yeah.
It is absolutely
So
fantastic.
are demon dragons and whatnot. You continue your fantasy readings and whatnot.
No, it definitely could be Ragnarok. So I'm also going to be looking for some sort of. This is above table. Sorry. While we're in town, I'm going to be looking for some sort of like underground. It doesn't necessarily have to be underground, but I'm assuming it will be. Underground sort of Fight Club, like first rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club, but I'm going to try to find someone who's talking about Fight Club, because I kind of want to just like throw down with a sweaty man, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Okay. So that will interrupt your downtime. If that's what you want to do.
Well, this first week I was just going to be looking for very nice yarn or twine, and then very nice ink. I don't know if that takes a week of downtime, but
No,
that's
it
okay. So that's what I'm looking for here. I won't start the actual spell preparation until we get back to the temple. And then the rest of the time I'd be looking for, Fight Club. If there is one. If not, it's fine.
Okay. So let's go ahead and settle this. It's going to take a gold piece a week to cover your end. So remember.
Is that for everyone or just for the party at large?
Per person.
Okay, Callum will cover that. So 5 gold per day.
Yeah, trivial amounts, but it does cost to stay at an inn. You notice that the town is quite bustling. A lot of carriages and carts being used. There's also food stalls almost every other block with gorgeous fruits, vegetables. Like, they are extremely large vegetables and fruits. You've had some of this from the inn, and they are quite delicious. Food seems to be plentiful here. There's also meat stalls with fresh cuts of meats that are available.
So Ed, these vegetables seem extremely large. Do you think this island may be volcanic in nature?
I don't know much about geology, but I have already picked some up.
I'm so curious now as to why these are so large.
That's because they come from the Riviera.
The river?
The Zava Riviera. Extremely fertile land. These are all imported from Monsanto.
Oh, the imports. Okay, I thought
They're genetically engineered.
Well, no, there are some fruits and vegetables that are grown locally on the island, but the larger stuff are the ones that come from the fertile lands from Zava Riviera.
Above table, Monsanto overly sized fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
GMOs. No, that's...
I don't know if that was on purpose or not, Tercept, but
no, it
felt really on the nose.
That's why the land is green over here, like the brighter green.
It's okay. You just named it after some company that kills third world countries. It's fine.
Are the asbestos mines in the spawn, or
without them, those people wouldn't be able to eat. So it's like a catch-22.
I'm gonna have to rename every goddamn town. But, yep, the town is quite bustling. The people seem to be friendly. You do find a shop near the pier. arcane supplies supply store. But you can purchase your ink there. They also have other odds and entities for spellcasters.
Like a crystal vial worth 300 gold.
They have, well, let me see. They have one that's worth 500 gold.
Shit.
Does it have to be the 300 specific?
That's what the spell says.
You can be one that's higher.
Or I suppose at least 300.
Yeah.
Does it destroy the vial when you use this?
It does not. I know that. It does not. Because it would say which is consumed by this spell and the material component. I was looking at that same spell, so I know it doesn't.
Perfect. Except I don't have 500 gold.
Yeah, I don't think I have enough to give you either. I would purchase 270 gold worth of ink and fine twine.
They have that available.
Okay.
The amount of twine draws curiosity from the person, but they basically give you sealed jars, wax sealed jars of ink. They produce ink here and export it back to Monsanto.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. So, do they ask me why I'm buying so much twine?
It draws curiosity. It's like normally they need enough twine to for nice packaging or for decorating a spell book, but you're buying a roll of twine.
Yeah, no. So my idea is that the spell that I'm attempting to create is going to kind of bind the individual via arcane methods. So I'm thinking that if I use a bit of twine dipped in some very fine, arcane ink and tied into a knot, that it would work as a focus for the spell. You see, I think it correlates, but I don't know yet. I haven't actually attempted, but I'm going to try to use it as such.
Wouldn't you just cast one of the known spells that just hold the hold person? I know the guards here know that one.
No, that would work. But the issue I'm running into, I'm trying to look here. Hold person's like a 5th level spell, right?
Second.
Hold person is 2nd level?
Yeah.
Fuck. Maybe it would work better. I thought it was like a higher level spell. Hold monster is like 5th level, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good point. But hold person, they can, if they save, it just doesn't work, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this would, okay, mine's better. So, no, that would work. Of course, that would definitely work to kind of, hold them in place. But this would be more of an ongoing effect that would, potentially hinder, an individual over a longer period of time.
Ah, well, I mean, best of luck with casting the spell.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Definitely interesting. That's someone. We normally don't get spell crafters in here, just your normal casters.
Well, to be honest, this will be the first spell that I'm attempting to craft that I'm not just, sort of borrowing implements from another spell. This will be 100% my own creation. So I am curious to see if I can even pull it off. But we shall see.
Yes, again, best of luck.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for all this twine.
Yes, I'm sure the guards would be interested in learning such a spell should you be able to master it.
That is that. You know what? That is that excellent thing. I could syndicate it and sell it out. I you know what? If I perfect it, I will come back here and I will see if they are interested. Another Callum side quest.
All right, you have your twine and ink.
Perfect.
Frost, you have your vial. It is a nice blue shaded vial with platinum metal on the outside, and it has a cork on it with a ruby embedded into it.
Frost, how much more gold did you need to actually afford the 500?
Assuming you can afford it.
I have like 350.
Okay. 1,000 silver equals what? 100 gold?
Yes.
I have some. It's needed.
All right. I'm going to give you 100 gold pieces and 1,000 silver pieces. And there's 200 gold, so that should leave you with at least 50 gold, right?
Yeah.
I've got plenty. I could give the extra 50.
Well, you know, brother, here's my thing. I'm giving gold out like candy, so I'm kind of relying on you to be my piggy bank. So you hold on to that, and I will foot this bill.
All right. Well, that's fine.
So you have 200 gold from me, Frost.
Yep. Okay, so that's enough to buy it.
Yes. So again, a blue colored crystal vial with a platinum metal outlining to it with a cork with a ruby embedded to it. Nice looking vial. Ed, you're looking for cooking ingredients, right?
Yes.
This city's chock full of almost anything that you can think of, or the town is.
Just getting a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All the things.
Proteins, it's much easier to find a variety of fish and sea life proteins than it is for such as cows and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely getting smoked fish and things that will keep for a long period of time without spoiling.
Yep. They also have containers to prevent food from spoiling.
I know we have at least 2 of those. I have one, and I know Ash has one.
Okay. Most of them are for home use. They call them cool boxes.
Oh yeah, those the ones that have the. Have we discussed this before? With the rune of cold or whatever inside of like on all sides of a box that basically becomes a freezer for the house.
Maybe in a different campaign, but this one it's similar concept, but it's normally a wooden box, but it has prestidigitation cold on it to keep things chilled, not frozen.
How much are those?
It depends on the size.
Let's say enough to put half a pig in.
Like a full hog, or like...
Half a hog.
It's pretty big.
But it's not big. It's just pretty big.
Probably about 150 gold.
I think I can swing that. Let's see what we got here in the old cash box. Done.
Alright.
We'll throw that in the old bag of holding, or not bag of holding, the hole of holding.
You find various temples, Vicus. There's a temple to Scotty here,
Okay.
and then there's a temple to Aegir here as well.
Interesting.
There are also other shrines and statues of the deities spread out, but
I would check in with both of them and kind of see what, if anything, sickness-wise or injury-wise is kind of out of the ordinary, and or if they needed, extra assistance somewhere specifically, kind of, present my symbol and tell them my station and whatnot. Not my nobility, but
yeah,
of the church.
the temple to Scotty's very much smaller. Less people are in it, but there's definitely tributes that have been going on there. They don't really deal so much with the healing as paying tribute to the land to provide the food, as well as the mountains, so that way the mountains kind of like don't destroy things.
Right. Okay.
So that's more about providing things. The temple to Aegir, which is god of sea and storms, is mostly about providing good weather and safe trips, since this kingdom is mostly about sailing. That's the primary method of travel.
Right.
They provide some healing services, but not enough to keep up with demand. So you can do volunteer yourself to provide some healing here for sailors who have gotten sick with various diseases. Others that are just dehydrated and stuff like that.
Various diseases, all called scurvy.
Yes.
Well, probably, chlamydia and other things like that too.
Yes. But there's a few other things, jungle fever and stuff.
Nothing out of the ordinary as far as new sicknesses or injuries popping up anywhere?
No, nothing that is alarming.
Okay.
But most of these diseases you haven't had too much hands-on experience with healing. I mean, the normal STDs and whatnot but scurvy's not a big one that you've dealt with. You've dealt with dehydration before. Jungle fever's a little new.
Just give him some fruit. That's it.
But there's definitely plenty of patients to go around. You find that there are some arcane practitioners that are just more intelligent, providing medicines via potions rather than magical healing. But they do appreciate any magical healing that you can provide.
Yeah, so I would just go to work healing people, just doing any kind of magical healing and ceremonies that I can.
Yep, there's a few young sailors that have significant rope burns and other injuries from working on the ships as well.
Perfect.
But Ash, what are you looking for? The library, right?
Yes, but first a winery or a wine merchant, and then I want to stop by the whisk office if there is one.
Okay. You go to the docks and you ask around, and you're directed to where you could go back towards the center of the town to a various shop that has alcoholic beverages that have been imported into Solana. There's also a local brewery in Solana that does rums and whiskeys and other various drinks. Or you can go find a cargo ship. Well, they give you a list of ships that are known to import the drinks, and you can try to buy directly.
Oh, well, I'll try that.
Okay. So, give me one sec. The first ship you go to is the Bark of Merlis, and it's a sizable ship. It is armed with a few cannons that you can see, but they are currently loading and unloading cargo at the same time using large cranes, nets, and ropes holding crates. Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
I heard you had a load of wine coming in, and I'm looking to buy some wine, so...
You're looking to buy a crate?
Yeah, sure. If it's good wine. I don't want the swill.
It's really good wine. I mean, I'm carrying a few shipments. Are you looking for something from the mainland?
Well, let's just say I'm not from around here, and I don't know what vintages are available, but I'm wanting to learn, and if you have something tasty, I'd like to fill up my stocks a bit for the road.
Well, I only deal with wholesale, so you'd have to buy like 100 bottles at a time. So if you're looking for something more like taste testing, I'd suggest you go to the shops towards the
Yeah,
town.
I don't have that kind of money, so I will go to the shop.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you. Sorry to have wasted your time, sir.
No issue. Venturing back into the town, you base off the description that you got from the previous person you talked to. Do you want to go to the brewery with the rum and whiskeys and stuff, or do you want to go to a reseller?
A reseller.
Alright. You walk into a small shop and you see maybe 12 racks of wine that are about 18 feet tall.
Well, I will take a look at the reds, and if they have samples, I will sample to find some of the better vintages.
Yep. You can pay 7 silver pieces for a sampling of 36 different wines.
I will pay my 7 silver.
You'll be there for a while.
Ash is going to be completely. Does Ash, does he swallow or spit his samples?
He swallows.
I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Every gentleman should.
Okay, excellent. These are all good notes. So Ash is going to be completely fucked up.
It's small samples, but
I have a good tolerance as well.
They do resell frost wine, which is made from frost berries from Trondheim, or actually Utaladen, the cousin nation to Trondheim. It's one of the highest regarded wines in all of RHOSYNNAU, but they do have a huge variety of local vintages as well. Seems to be that it's a local hobby for most of the farms to have their own sort of vintage. Most
So
of them are named after family names.
perfect. I will sample, and once I've narrowed it down, I'm going to buy 20 bottles of the standard fine wine, the 10 gold piece wine, and then I want to buy 10 bottles of more finer wine. So maybe another, I don't know, another 150 gold pieces worth.
So you narrow it down to 7 vintages that you really would enjoy.
Oddly enough, it's the last 7 that you taste test.
Naturally, that's how that always works.
That's how it always works.
4 of the vintages are 35 gold piece bottle wines. They've been aged for 200 years.
Oh, well, that in that case, I'll buy one of each of those, and then the rest I'll spend on regular fine wine.
Yeah, the other 3 are your traditional 5 gold or 10 gold piece.
Alrighty. I closed my... Let's start deleting some gold. And I'm sure I've probably broke a wine glass or two, so I'll buy some wine glasses. And I'm just gonna say I spent an even 350. Oops.
One of the wine bottles that was on the more expensive side came from Estuary, which is on the opposite side of the world.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And I don't know. I'll grab a couple of bottles of cooking wine for the chef. And I will hold on to my horse as I walk through town so that I don't fall down now.
All right. Probably put in all the wine bottles on your horse so you don't drop
No,
them.
in the chest
bag.
of preserving, in the
Yeah.
bag of holding.
Yes.
Well packed.
Well packed.
It's important stuff. And I'll probably save my trip to the whisk office for tomorrow morning.
You did look. There is no whisk office here.
Ah.
So I need Callum to roll me an investigation check, please.
Sure thing.
Or persuasion.
Jen came.
Your choice.
Definitely persuasion. Wait, you said investigation or persuasion?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely investigation then. Jen came in here like just tell me hi, and I was like, yeah, I just asked Stoney's character if he spits or swallows, and she was like, she just walked out of the room.
As you do when your
Yeah.
husband asks those kinds of questions.
Yeah, so 14.
You don't find any sort of underground fight club.
Gotcha. Not a problem at all. So I will just spend my day kind of perusing a local market and just having a good time.
Okay. You do see some odd weaponry, lighter weapons, a lot of rapier variants and stuff that sailors would use.
Actually, now that you mention that, I would, while perusing, just see if there's any like leathersmiths, or if I see these odd, weapons. Do I see any armorers of any type?
Not so much armors, but leather workers, yes.
Okay.
Mostly because people don't want to go at sea wearing heavy armor.
Right. So I would show them, my armor that got kind of destroyed by acid. Now, so I've got, this. I was in a bit of a bind with a gelatinous cube of sorts, and it kind of destroyed my armor here, as you can see. Do you all have any studded leather, or would you be able to fix this one?
I could try to fix this one. It'll be some shoddy patchwork, or we can fit you into some new stuff.
New is fine. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at what you have.
They begin to show you various different leathers they have available that are pre-made. They would just have to be fit to you. Horse and standard. Hold on. Standard cow leather. They also have rhino leather as one.
I think they call cows banthas in this world. So I would just try to find the one that like looks.
They also
I
have
don't know.
crocodile leather.
Oh, well, that's nice. DACA in color, I assume.
Yes, it is much more of a dark green.
Gotcha. Now that looks. These all look very, very well made. You've done excellent work here. I can tell you're a master of your craft. So, how much for the? Well, I guess this horse one looks very nice. This the cattle leather looks also very nice, and this crocodile leather is exquisite. How much for these?
Crocodile leather is 65. The other ones are 45.
Very good.
Before fitting costs.
Oh, and what is the fitting cost, if you don't mind me asking?
5 gold.
5 gold. Very good. Well, then I will take the crocodile leather for 65 gold, 70 gold total, and here's an additional 5 gold for your amazing, amazing craftsmanship. So I think that brings me to a total of 75 gold.
Yes. Very kind of you. If you don't mind stepping this way, we're going to have to get you undressed so we can properly fit.
Very good.
Keep your undershirts on, of course.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course.
I imagine Callum was actually starting to take his undergarments off when he said that.
See, Callum is gay. He's not a deviant, all right?
I know. I've been really enjoying this thread that I've been drawing for him.
He's not a deviant. Like, he told both Ash and Frost to get dressed. He's just gay. He's not a deviant.
And see, Ash is bi and a deviant, so...
Right, exactly. See, Ash is a deviant. So Ash would be like, oh, you don't want to see my dick? Okay, that's cool. Like, whatever. So, yeah.
Frost just doesn't care.
And Frost just doesn't care. This is the way we were born. What does it matter? So, yeah, I will get fitted for my crocodile armor and be good to go.
Awesome. And then...
So I think I need an effect taken off of my studded leather, I think.
Equipped armor.
I think it should be a 13. Unless I added that effect. I can't remember if I did or not. Yeah, I'm not allowed to edit the effects on it.
I'm changing it. There you go.
You are a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you, sir.
All right.
I'd also like to find just a plain old greatsword.
A greatsword?
Yep.
Roll an investigation check. You don't find one. You find a lot of smaller swords. You notice that people aren't really wearing plate armor or even like chain or anything else either. Not even the guards. They have plenty of pikes and spears and glaives and stuff, though.
If I can't find a greatsword, I wouldn't buy anything. I just carry on.
Okay. Asking people around, they tell you that great swords aren't really a thing, or even great axes, great swords aren't a thing on through the islands. That you're better luck on the mainland. They're just too heavy.
Babies.
Time to go on a ship that's gonna sink. We'll see who's a baby then.
Frost, because babies don't float.
Ash, you want to go to a library?
Yes, but not the same day that I got drunk.
No, this would be later on in the week.
Yeah, I would spend, well, depending on what the subject matter they cover I would spend anywhere from 1 day to several weeks, depending on what their group's planning to do.
Well, you should probably decide that.
Well, when I get to the hotel or the inn and find Callum, I'll ask what the plan is. He probably knows. Or if I see Vicus first, I'll just ask him.
So Vicus, okay. So the reason
yeah?
I don't the whole Ragnarok thing. Like, I don't think that. So I know the Asgardian gods are real. I get that, and it's fine. It's whatever. But like, it just seems like, a giant snake around the world that's going to be, fighting a giant wolf. It just seems all so very dramatic and sort of inconsequential.
Oh, and really? So the fate of our world and that of the gods that are real is just not inconsequential.
Have you seen a giant snake floating around our world?
I haven't. No, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
But you know what I have seen?
What have you seen?
I've seen several different portals to who knows where flying through the astral sea on an asteroid.
Okay, so that was the astral sea.
I've also seen insane people in a maze that may or may not actually exist, and we've fought and done things in those places. We've also killed a dragon. All that I'm trying to say is that there are things that we may not have seen yet, but doesn't mean they're not there.
No, these are no. Okay, by the way, Ash, I did this so you could interrupt us during a fight. No, these are known entities.
I like to let y'all get wound in first, though.
Right, you're a beautiful man. These are known entities. Yes, we've seen a dragon. We know dragons exist.
Yes.
That's not anything. That's nothing.
We've met
I'm saying,
Loki.
Okay, we met a gentleman that was very good at illusion magic, potentially.
Okay, yes, and just so happened to give us something that may or may not be what they claim it is, but still,
No, I cast create item and create a crystal in my hand. See, look, I can do that too. Look, here. Look. See,
Yeah, but look,
when y'all were born, did they have to put a wall in the nursery to keep y'all apart? I mean,
no.
y'all seem to.
I don't see
We-
what's wrong here at all, Ash. We're just having a simple discussion.
We get along
about
quite
things.
well,
Is it
actually.
really- is
I
it
don't
really
I don't
stupid?
see the problem, Ash. What's
I'm going to
I
look at
don't
Vicus
understand.
confused.
I don't wait.
What's he talking about?
I'm not sure.
No, we get along quite well.
Well, yeah, in a way.
No, we have fundamental differences between us about our beliefs, but
Right, and I just
But-
refuse to take the excuse of agree to disagree. No, there's a reason, and we're going to get to it.
see. So Vicus is, he has what I'd like to call a mangina. He holds a grudge for,
Well, it's not a grudge. It's just you can't just let everything fall to the floor and just pretend it doesn't exist. There are
that's okay.
consequences for your actions, and your words have meanings.
That is true. That is true. I also practice spellcraft, brother. But no, we just have fundamental disagreements. But no, we get along actually very well. We have a very yin and yang relationship, and we know each other's strengths and each other's weaknesses, and we work off that. So Ash.
Right.
I mean, I did threaten to kill Sir Frost simply for potentially, what was the word I'm looking for? Threatening his life. So, I mean, lots of love there.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you don't love each other. I think you just like to argue.
No, you know what? I think we do like to argue.
You seem to like to do it in public. I don't know if you do it in private.
No, we do.
It
No, we
seems
do.
to be how you pass the time going down the road and walking down the street and going to the store and going into the inn and sitting at dinner and.
That's just how we communicate.
I guess I didn't have any siblings, so maybe it's just something I don't understand.
No,
Well-
it's fine. I don't know. What do you think, Vicus?
I think that I don't see a problem. I think we're fine. And Ash, sometimes having a sibling is not all it's cracked up to be, and other times it's better than you could imagine.
Yeah.
This time, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
There was this one time, very recently, I think you were there, Sir Ash, where he was stuck in the tendrils of some sort of thing, and I teleported him away from it and teleported myself into it, and I had my armor destroyed. But if you see here, and like Callum will like full on peacock his new like crocodile armor. If you see here, this new amazing studded leather armor that I have now, it worked out in the end. So siblings have their advantages.
I wouldn't. I don't agree that you should have done that, but yes, it was a good move, and I don't think anyone else would have done that.
See, so siblings have their advantages. But Sir Ash, how can we help you today?
If one of you starts to cry, put your tears in the vial.
What? Tears?
What?
Speaking of tears, did you get the matching crocodile tears for that armor?
What? What's all of this about tears? Who's crying and why?
I'm so confused. Who's crying and why are we crying and what are the tears for?
Start crying, Vicus.
What? No, I can't.
Yes.
Vicus, there's poop on your boots.
Cry.
No, it's not. No, I won't. You can't make
you
me.
can do it. Cry.
No, it's not going to happen. You're not going to make me cry, especially in public.
But because you ask, I've been thinking something over, and I think it's going to take both Vicus and Callum to help me with it. So
I cast it on myself
You
as I'm
son
getting
of a
worse.
bitch! You son of a bitch!
It's everyone in the party. So
Yes.
charisma saving throws if you don't want to be calm.
You motherfucker.
I was already calm, so I'm good.
I fail.
Callum's now calm. Frost, you pass. You are still demanding people to cry, but they seem to be calmed down.
Come on, Vikas, give me your tears!
No, it's not going to happen. Sorry.
So Ash, you had a request?
You know, I think I'll come back to that later. I don't think now's a good time for that.
What? What?
I'll get back to you on it.
Very, very good. Has anyone seen Sir
look
Ed?
I look at Callum and say, "Did I do something wrong?"
I don't think so. What was that spell you were casting?
What? Nope, nothing.
Okay, so I completely know when you're bullshitting.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
as you can tell, things were starting to get a little intense in here, so I thought I would clear the air a little.
You don't cast it on me on a regular basis, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
Inside joke.
We'll talk about that later.
You can incite all you want. I don't cast this very often at all.
I wouldn't know if you did.
Okay. Has anyone seen Sir Ed? Sir Ed, are you in the inn?
He is not.
Okay, well, so it's not here tonight, at least right now. Okay, so anyone find anything fun, anything delicious, anything good to... I mean, I did get this new crocodile armor, as you can tell, and I'm peacocking it again. So
what is it? It's new.
It's made of crocodile.
Oh.
Yeah,
Why?
I know. It's pretty interesting. I like the dark green coloration of it. It's very, very stealth-esque, as it were.
Why?
No, my other armor was destroyed, so I had to get new armor.
Yes, but why crocodile?
Oh, no, it was just the best-looking one they had.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought there was something specific. Yeah, no.
No, nothing. It was just really nice looking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fine. It looks good.
Thank you. So Ash, so Frost, did you guys find anything fun or exciting here in Solana on the first night? Or whatever night it is?
I found some pretty good wine. I got a bottle we can uncork later.
Excellent. Babies? Oh, what? Okay, so Frost, I've known you long enough to know that babies means that you are displeased with someone's actions. What sort of babies?
Babies drink wine.
What? I thought it's
really
milk.
What land do you come from where that's true, or are you just being a dick right now?
Does it make you cry?
No.
If I was?
No.
Give me your tears!
What do you think? Tears?
Yeah, like, what is your obsession with people crying all of a sudden?
Tears are just...
Are you feeling sad?
Water that has been infused with sodium. Do you need salt water?
I need you to cry into the vial. Now be sad!
Under no circumstances will I cry into your vial. Thank you for asking, though.
How do you even collect them? I'm trying to think of how this would work. Just normally. How do you get anyone to cry into it?
We'll start crying and we can figure it out.
I don't know how to do it on command. It's just not a thing that I know.
Start to cry like little baby.
Well,
And give me your tears!
Vicus, Wonderwall is a terrible song.
what? No, it's not. It's really not.
U2 is a terrible band.
No, you take it back. Don't you do this to me.
Drops of Jupiter by Train is one of the worst songs ever written.
It's really not. It's so catchy. And how did you not?
Alanis Morissette is overrated.
No, you know what's ironic about that is you are overrated.
Sheryl Crow deserved to be divorced from Lance Armstrong.
No, I agree with that one. Yes. No.
Okay. I'm like thinking of every basic bitch thing I can think of right now. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Yes, it means LSD, but knowing that does not make you deep or, woke in any way, shape, or form.
No,
Pumpkin spice is overrated.
What'd you say was overrated?
Pumpkin spice.
Oh,
I've had enough of this.
I was trying not to hit it 2 on the nose.
Give me the damn vial, okay?
I bought the vial. Now cry. Give me your tears. Like a little baby.
I don't know why I even travel with any of you. Give it here, and I'm not going to do this out in front of everyone.
I'm going to give it to him. Yes, cry like a little baby.
Then Vicus goes and cries in the
Pineapple on pizza does not make you quirky and original.
It's just delicious, okay? Don't just stop. You're all being mean for no reason. You're just being mean for meanest sake. Now stop. Vicus goes into his room and sobs. You can hear it. If you could see him, it's an ugly cry. And then he comes out puffy-eyed, and there's tears in the vial. And he hands it to Frost and says, "Here is your damn vial. All of you are just monsters. I don't want to talk to you for the rest of the night."
I petition that David gets a point of inspiration for his cry voice for this entire thing, because it was fucking fantastic.
Oh, let me see. He's already maxed.
I'm maxed, so
you guys don't. I don't challenge you hard enough. Apparently.
Shit.
Well, no, we got it. We got 2 on the last one.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We usually fail to remember to use them until after we roll the dice.
I never
because you
remember
gave
to
us
use them.
Yeah, we got a couple here recently that boosted some of us, but
yeah.
Well,
wait,
Frost is just
now 8?
super happy when he puts his vial in his pocket. He's got a big smile on his face. Clearly is not pained by your tears at all.
Just a dragonborn smiling. That is, like, do they even have lips to like smile, or are you just like baring your teeth?
It's
I would think like the corner of you wouldn't be like a toothy smile. It would be like the corners of my mouth would just upturn.
Be like more of a smirk.
Yeah. You could clearly tell that I'm pleased. With my vial full of Vicus tears.
I want that on your inventory sheet. Vial full of Vicus tears.
I will annotate the fact that my crystal vial to say Vicus tears.
Legendary item. I think that was a good place to call it. get some nice roleplay in, and we'll pick up with more downtime in Solana next week, or not next week, because next week there is no session. So
Now I'll fill your vial with tears.
So on the 30th is when we'll have our next session.
How long during the week in our channel? We need to decide how long we're gonna do this downtime. I think because it's hard to.
I need
plan.
at least at least 6 to 8 weeks because I'm gonna have to work on this spell, and I'm sure I'll probably fail at least 1 or 2 checks. So, I would say probably 8 weeks for me. But yeah, like you said, we'll discuss it in the channel. I want to point out that Shifty messaged me like 2 hours ago saying he needed this and that he specifically wanted Vicus's tears for the vial, and that's what he got. So that is fucking amazing.
I said that to Dave too, and he said, "Why mine?" And I said, "Because you're the most likely to cry."
Oh god, that was funny.
That was good.
Go ahead and transition over.